Well, hello everyone. Welcome to PMCO Falls Play 2020 South Asia region. My name is Shadow, and alongside me is Shivansh. Shivansh, after a long time, we are
Yeah,
casting PUBG Mobile. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling awesome. And it's been 1.5 years, I think, so we had casted a game together. So, yeah, it's like what I can say. I think so. It's again, the memories do really come back. So, I'm really excited for this fall split. And I really wanted to cast some PUBG Mobile game. And yeah, finally, I'm here.
And very less people know that we both started our career
Yeah,
with PMC only. PUBG Mobile PMC only. This was the event, a fall split. In fact, it was also fall split, if I'm
yeah,
not wrong. That is when we started our career of casting,
true.
official casting. So it is very special for me. I think it is same for you also.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. As I just mentioned it earlier, right? 1.5 years ago. I think so. It's more than 1.5 years. I'm really
Yeah.
bad. It's 2.5 years. So sorry for that. But yeah, again, PMCU fall split. Now we have more regions involved in this fall split. Like back in the days, it was only one or two regions, and now you have more competitions. More regions are participating, and now the competition is really tough. And I would love to see like how the teams will play because again we are just going to witness only 10 games today, or maybe like not today, in 2 days affair. So let's see how the games will pan out.
Well, certainly, like you mentioned, 2 days, we have 10 games, 5 games today, and 5 games tomorrow. And yes, there are certain changes. The way teams from newer regions are coming from Maldives region, Australian region. We didn't see teams coming from these regions 2 years back, but now we have teams coming from all the different areas of the world, and they're
Yeah.
competing in PMCO and giving a tough competition. But what they are competing for is the prize money. So let's have a look at the prize money. Which team is going to get how much money if they place on the top? Well, the total prize money, Shivansh, is $50,000.
Yeah, for per season you'll get $50,000 on the line, and if you're just gonna finish at the first position, if you became the champions, you'll get $8,000 in the backpack. And then on the second position, just half of that first position price, you'll get $4,000, and it just keep on decreasing. If you're gonna finish at the 16th position, it doesn't matter at which position you are on, you'll get some amount of money from that 50,000. So yeah, again, cash is on the line. Sometimes, I just talk about this thing that money is really important. Sometimes it is because it's just gonna help you to, improve your what we can say the build, or we can say you can upgrade your mobile device, anything, whatever you want. But how are you gonna achieve this amount of price pool? By collecting some points. So let's take a look at the point structure. It's pretty standard. We're following this point structure from like last 3 to 4 years. So if you're going to finish at the first position, you'll get 15. The point will keep on decreasing, and the 13 and 16th position, you'll get 0 placement points. But for each elimination, you'll get 1 point. So that's a plus point for yourself.
Well, certainly that is a plus point, because if you're having a bad game, you're facing an early exit. But if you have elimination points in your hands, in your pockets, that means you can make that game a little better. You have something in your hands. So focus on the elimination points, because I know few regions, they dominate when it comes to elimination points. So let's have a look at the teams also, Shivansh, which teams are competing. Now we have Illuminate Esports from Nepal. We have KYODAI also from Nepal. Then we have RGC Opex from Maldives, and then we have 7AKS from Bangladesh.
Yeah, as you just told us earlier, that a lot of regions are participating in this fall season. Plus, I'm really happy that KSX made it through because I had casted some of the games of the team KSX. Right now, they are just with the team 7A2. So some of the players are from KSX and some of the players are from 7A. But let's see how they're going to play today. They are from the Bangladesh region, so it is going to be an important part. It's going to be important season for them to perform well, because again, fall split, club open, it's not your daily job. You have to perform. Sometimes you have to outperform your opponents to be the best.
Well, you have to outperform, because if you're not going to outperform, you won't be on the top. And being on the top is going to matter a lot, because like you also said, it's all about the money, the moolah that you're getting from this event. But moving forward, we have GNP Esports as well. Then we have Fabulous 4 Esports again from Nepal. Then we have 4
Yeah.
4 Ultra Instinct from Bangladesh, and OMGUN Esports from Nepal. We have seven Nepali teams, Shivansh.
Yeah, a lot of teams from the Nepal region, so we might witness some Nepal's domination. But let's see, let's see. We can't count the teams from the Bangladesh region, right? They are one of the most experienced teams, and then we'll get some of the spice from the Sri Lankan teams, and we have an Australian team too. I'm a big fan of that one particular region. But let's take a look at the other four teams. Then we have the Seven Sins from the Pakistan region. It is the only team from the Pakistan region representing their own country. So it's going to be a difficult or maybe an easy journey for them. Let's see. We'll just. I would love to see how they're going to perform today because a lot of the teams from the Pakistan region, they are really good in those gunfights. They know how to play. It just all comes down to, the 4v4 fights. They always have an upper hand. But let's see how Seven Seeds is going to perform today. Then we have PTS Mafia. They're from Sri Lanka. Then we have CMF IPG from the Bangladeshi region. And One Man Army also from the Sri Lanka region.
Well, certainly Sri Lankan region is totally new for me, so I'm waiting to see how this team is going to perform. I'm very sure they're going to impress. Then we have Nepali Lions Esports, Gorkhali Warriors, Retaliation X also we have from Bangladesh region, and then we have Grim Gaming Esports again from Nepal. So 7 Nepali teams, we have 4 teams from Bangladesh, 1 from Maldives, 1 from Australia, 2 from Sri Lanka, and 1 team from Pakistan region. All these regions are known for the dominance. They are known for the aggression, especially Pakistan and the Nepal region and Bangladesh also. I have witnessed a few of the Bangladeshi teams. They're known for the aggressive stance.
Yeah, they certainly are. And you know what, if we talk about the Bangladeshi region, they always play something, they always play differently. I'm really sure one of the OG player, Hungry Box, is also from the same region, and he's a good friend of mine. He told me that we always meet some strats for their opponent teams. They always have some backup plans too. So really excited for the Bangladeshi region team too. As you just mentioned, you never saw a Sri Lankan team playing in the PMCO fall split. Let me tell you one thing. I have seen some of the games from the Sri Lankan teams. They really play slow. They love to play slow. First of all, they just try to collect some extra loot. They never rely on this basic loot. They never just straight get into the action with that basic loot. They always opt for the upgraded loot. They always get some level 3 kits. As well as some good amount of scopes, or we could say the M416, the perfect build. You can talk about the AKM, the M416, or the AMP and the M416. Then they tend to go inside the fight. So again, that is also a strategy which is going to count that in. Plus, let's talk about the Australian teams, right? To be honest, I never seen an Australian team playing in this fall season, so it's going to be what we can say an X factor for us too.
Well, certainly, Australian team. In fact, I have never seen any Australian team. This is the first time that I'll be seeing the Australian team, Nepal, Bangladesh, Pakistan, the regions which I am familiar with. But now is the time for the schedule. Also, we have Erangel, that is where we are starting from the OG map. Then we have Miramar, then again Erangel, then we have Sanhok, a game changer map, and then again we end with Erangel. We have 3 Erangels basically.
Yeah, 3 Erangels, 1 Miramar, and then we have 1 Sanhok. So Sanhok is my favorite map after another map which is not in the map pool, and that is Vikendi. But again, Sanhok is my favorite map because you know what, the fights are really, teams are really tend to go into the fights in a very early phase, and you need to fight for your drop locations. We have seen a lot of teams fighting to get a better drop location, because if you get one good, if the zone is also favoring you from the early stage, then you can easily just focus on your rotations, as well as you can also focus on your the loot department, and how much loot do you want, how much upgradable, and what you can talk about, right? Basically your loadout, you can focus on your loadout too, and then you can easily rely on rotation. So if you have that power of the circle, if you don't have that one thing in your favor, then you have a lot of things go inside your mind, and that is like from where we have to rotate, and when do we have to take some fights, when is the perfect decision, what is our what's gonna help us and what's not. So again anything can happen in Sanhok now.
Totally agreed. Empty bags can't stand upright for a very long time. You need to have those resources. Micromanagement of resources is also very important, because we tend to see some of the time what happens, a team engages in a fight. They utilize all the smokes and the grenades, and in the final circles they have left nothing. They don't have the first aid, they don't have the med kits to work around with. So that is where the problem also starts to begin for them. So micromanagement of resources is also very important thing that teams need to keep in the mind, because this is not a league stage that you have 25 or 50 games in your hand. You just have 10 games, and that is where you have to prove your mettle.
You know what? Till we finish, I think so, the half of the games, till we witness 5 games, 5 games out of those 10. So half of your journey you will cover it today. So you have to be precise. You have to play perfectly if you just want to be the champion. But for now, the game has just started, and if we talk about the playing part, it starts from the western side of the map and heading towards the southern side of Stalber. The best part is we have those zip lines covering that Stalber area. Back in the days, we don't have those, and at that moment, if you're going to drop out near the Kamishk in the Stalber area, you used to struggle for those vehicles, how you're going to rotate and from which path you're just going to opt for. But now you have the zip line, so you can easily rotate over Yasnaya, you can easily go towards Sivorni. Kamishki is also a good option if you're just going to drop out towards Stalber. But I still prefer Pochinki because it's a heart of the map, and Pochinki is my drop location whenever I play with my buddies. So you'll get good loot, you always get to dash your UAs in the garage or maybe just near the Pochinki area. So it's always a good drop location, but it seems like there's only one team heading towards that one area, and that is Buzz and his teammates. They have 2+2 split, which is a good thing, which is really a good thing. They already has a good control of the main land, and they are in the dead smack center.
Well, they are certainly in the center, because the circle is going to favoring all these teams. They are like, so PUBG gods are like, this is your first game, you don't need to worry about anything. I'm going to give you a pretty standard circle that is going to favor majority of the drop location. But Yasna, my favorite drop location this time, so many teams are favoring that particular area. Let's see how they can survive, because as far as Yasna is concerned, yes, multiple teams can para drop, they can survive, coexist in harmony, and later on move on there with the rotations. That is possible, but the teams are on the aggressive stance. That means that initial fight can break in anytime in Yasna. But on the other side, a team that is going for a very smart drop is going to be 7 AKS in Sivorni.
Yeah, they have a good drop location. Plus, you know what, they also have the control of the shooting area, so you'll find one vehicle, maybe a motorcycle or maybe a US. So I don't think so they'll face any type of competition if they rotate from the Rozhok area. If RX decided to stay in the Rozhok, they might spot the players down, and you know, they might engage in some fights, but I don't think so that's going to be a good option for them too, because you know what, you don't want to waste your bullets, or if you don't want to waste your energy in a fight if you are not winning that, if you don't get something out of it. By the way, I really liked the position of the team LNN. They dropped out near the Nepal Alliance, by the way, near the military base area, and there is not even a single team contesting that island.
Well, Southern Island, there was a time 2 years back, so many teams preferred dropping it towards a military base island or the Novorupnoy area, but now the meta has been changing, because with time we are seeing the change in the circle. Majority of the circles are towards the northern side, that is Sivorni, Rozhok, Yasna. These are highly contested drop location rather than the southern drop location, so rotation are also going to be a bit difficult for these teams if the circle goes towards the side of Sivorni. But let's see what's going to happen, because this time we have a pretty standard circle favoring all the drop location, and Gorkhali Warriors, looks like they have basic weaponry, basic loot in their hands. They realize they are sharing the compound with an enemy, and now they are going for the secondary loot towards the side of Mansion, I mean.
Yeah,
I think it's Mansion.
Yeah, it is a Mansion area. You know what? There's a famous actor who also lives in the mansion. I think so. He named his house like his name. Then it's his mansion. I forgot his name. My long-term memory is really bad. So I'm really sorry about that. But there's nothing going on. There's nothing special going on. Every single team just focusing on that loot. They really want to upgrade their kit. They really want to upgrade their loadout, and it's really normal, right? This is the first game of the day. You really want to test the waters. You just want to know that where the other teams are and where we can find them. So it's a really good start for them too. So it's a slow start, by the way. But for how long? How long we can stay like this? You need to engage in some fights. You need to take down some players. You have to be bloodthirsty. But if you are thinking from a vampire's perspective, that's true. But I'm the type of a unicorn guy. I play safe. Because I don't know how to, engage in some fights. I'm really bad in that. So that's what I'm suggesting to the teams to, just play slow, just go for the placement points. By the way, the one thing which I really like is you'll get 1 point for one elimination. And sometimes we saw some of the players just go bonkers. They collect 5 to 6 elimination points by themselves, and then some more points for their team, which really helped them, right? If we talk about the elimination points, it always works as an X factor. You can easily push forward into the leaderboard. I really love this skin. Look at that. The shine on that Dacia skin is amazing. It's glowing in the dark. I wish could have this type of skin in real life. I don't have a car though, but I would I would really prefer this skin. This beautiful Dacia skin. But you know what? It's still a dream.
Men and their love for the big weapons in the big cars. I don't understand why all men love their cars, their weapons so much.
Dude!
I'm very sure you're a Bolt action fan also, right?
No way. I'm really
thank
bad.
God.
I'm really
Thank
bad.
God.
I don't know. I told you, right? I'm really bad. I don't know how to even kill my opponents. I always rely on. I can do the idling part too. I can just tell them like, what to do, and then they do some stuff. They always kill their opponents. They always collect some points. But I'm really basically I'm an introvert, so I can't do anything. That's an excuse nowadays, so I can use that. It's a point for me in my favor. But jokes apart, GNP Esports is just going for it. Yeah. Sorry, it's an excuse. You can use it whenever you want. The Gen Z kids are really smart though, but Ronin is the smartest guy in the room. Secure the first blood, and now the whole team is charging onto him. How are you gonna manage this amount of pressure? The answer is gonna be no. Shaheen is gonna take him down. On the other side, OMGUN Esports is also joining the fray, but what was that? Hazara takes down OG. Art is now in a bit of trouble. Core is really trying to just win this 1v1. If he does, he loses. He might get an upper hand, but unfortunately, Shaheen, right now, he was in his 2 from, and no way! Team GNP Esports instantly wipes out OMGUN Esports in a few seconds. Holy crap, what was that? It was a quick fight and it's done. GNP Esports, 4 eliminations in a row. The one man down, Shadow died, and they were like, you know what? It's over. It's over for you guys. How dare you? How dare you to kill our guy? Are you how is it even possible? We're gonna take you down. We're gonna take you down to hell, and now they're done. They're out of the game. That's how you should play, right? That's how you should play.
Well, that is exactly how you should play. But Shadow, before going, did enough damage on the side of the other team as well. That is OMGUN Esports. But Shaheen was perfectly placed. He went in, got 2 finish points for himself and his team. And that is where the problem started beginning for the players of OMGUN Esports. That was a quick rush that came in and well executed plan also. But on the other side, if we talk about other team, that is EST, that is KYODAI Esports from Nepal. Well, they have the entire control near the compounds of Ruins area, but now 7AKs, they have spotted the enemy in the name of 7 Sins. During the rotation, they were trying to pep a few bullets, but not enough to deal a significant damage onto the opponent. But with that, they have given away the position. That is a moment when you have to regroup. You have to have those angles where where your teammate is able to provide you enough cover fire.
It's really important. It's an integral part of the game. That cover up fire is really important. And you know what? We were talking about Shaheen. He was on point with that spray, and he knows that. You know what? He was the only player in that awkward situation. There was no cover fire from his teammates because they were also engaging in a fight. So he has to do things. He has to rely on himself, and he was pretty confident in that fight. That's why he won that one. But for now, 7 KSX is rotating. They are right now. They opted for these 3 compounds as their temporary hot location. But look at that! That spray from the side of Falsel, a perfect spray, takes down Kafan, and now Falsel just charging onto him to finish off his opponent, Kafan, and just gonna convert him into a crate. And might collect some loot too. Meanwhile, we can see the kill feed is also running though, and some of other teams also participating in some fights. So it's really good. To be honest, I thought it's gonna be a slow-paced game. We might see like some of the teams really dodging the fights, but it seems like some of the teams have some different plans. They are really bloodthirsty. And look at that, Dominic. Okay, that's a way to kill your opponents. Just go for a run over.
Well, save the bullets. Save the bullets.
Well, yeah.
He was just saving the bullets, and now he's going to get those bullets and the resources from the crate of the enemy that he just destroyed right now with his vehicle. But talking about the circle, majority of the teams are still inside the safety net of the circle of another team. Grim, they have the control of the Georgiapol higher ground, Georgiapol Hill, but they need to be careful of the other team. That is going to be 7AKS, because if 7AKS start rotating, well, they can spot Grim Esports. In fact, Grim Esports can also do a lot of damage on the side of 7AKS. So let's see what's going to happen. But right now, all the action can happen towards the eastern side or maybe towards the side of Ruins, because there are so many teams present.
Yeah, there are so many teams in the center of the circle. To be honest, I like the play. Like, I really like the way these teams are playing, focusing on those rotations. Meanwhile, they're also participating in some of the fights. They really want to engage in some of the fights, and they know how to survive. They know how to, just be on the safer side while taking down your opponent. So that's a really good plan. So Sean, if we talk about this one guy, he has really good loot, but level 1 helmet. Dude, you should upgrade to a level 2. At least you should upgrade to a level 2 helmet, because it's really important. Although, for now, level 1 is enough. But 45 seconds, we'll witness another circle. But what was that, Genos? With that perfect spray, takes down DD at Yuffie. And in fact, it was none other than Cyrus who secured that kill. KYODAI is also looking good. The team from the Nepal region. One pick. Summer has a chance. Summer has a beautiful chance, and he will convert it into 2 knocks. But unfortunately, he goes down from those TP shots from Rashat. The fights are really panning out, and the teams are really looking good. But on the other side, Naka has to fall back. He just has to go away. Oh no, that wasn't a good bump though. He could have killed himself, but finally he's in a safe position. But he lost his teammates. Every single one is down. Now he's on his own. On the other side, Retaliation X just trying to engage in some fights. Pin down the players of 7AS. Flex with that one grenade. Is it worth it? The answer is no.
Well, right now, Retaliation X Flex, yes, he is wasting away few of the resources to get the perfect knock onto the opponent of 7 AKS who are trying to come from the northern side. Right now, they are in the water city where another team is present. But look at the surroundings in the mini map. Some other team is also trying for the rotation. They can do a third party the minute they're going to hear all that commotion that is happening in this particular area. Right now, the major focus of all the teams is to have a good spot, have a prime spot inside the circle. In fact, a golden spot that could lead them to a winner-winner chicken dinner. But Retaliation X, they are looking good. Two finish points already in their favor. But on the other, BTS Mafia finds one beautiful knock onto the opponent. Now he needs to patch up himself as soon as possible. But on the other side, a grenade is being cooked. And Naruto lob it to the perfection and find one more knock.
Yeah.
But no, he's going to get the confirmation onto Rocky, who was bleeding out. And now Rashnath is going to retaliate. Beautiful knock onto Dominic over there, but he also goes down through the retaliation grenade. And now BTS Mafia, what he is going to do?
Damn, it's a grenade fight though. Shadow, both the teams are really looking strong, but now one man down from each side. CMF, they're really trying to get something out of it. Naruto, is this grenade just going to be perfect? He might get another knock, but the answer is going to be no. Deathstorm, he has 0 first aid kits. He has to rely on those bandages. And a beautiful knock by Abel Not OP. He has another one. He's cooking it to the perfection, but unfortunately, it just dropped out. Naruto with another grenade. Now it's a 1v1 situation. Abel Not has to convert this into a victory grenade. Will he be able to do that? Oh my goodness, he did that. Shadow. That was a beautiful grenade, and he converted those two players into 2 crates. Plus, they faced an elimination. One-man army is out.
Well, certainly one-man army is out, and we have 13 teams, 48 players still remaining in the lobby. But BTS Mafia, what a fight it was. Good projectiles of the grenades that were coming from the side of Mafia. Entire team, yes, they faced a casualty over there. They lost Rocky in the process, but 3 defeat points already in their favor. I think it's a good deal, fair deal. You have 3 points and you're already in the top 13. And you have good resources as well. But from the looks of it, on the mini-map, I can see the circle has taken a shift towards the side of Ruins, a concentric shift, and now GUN Esports, well, they have to leave the safety of the higher ground and have to move inside the circle. But Illuminate Esports, they're also finding few knocks. Let's see if they can convert those knocks into the finished points. But Nepali Lions, look at their position. They are placed perfectly to gatekeep GRIM Esports.
Oh, this looks like a dead trap, Shadow. This looks like a really beautiful death trap. Will it work? We'll see in the near future. Meanwhile, Susan goes down. Sky takes down Chief, and Simpson is going to convert that kill instantly. Krem on the other side, just trying to rotate towards his teammate, which is a good decision though. They're making one split. Rixie from distance, up and down. A lot of bullets dish out, a lot of damage. Sugak just want to continue that too. Force the teammates of KSX to just get out of your vehicle and fight for your life. On the other side, Sogak secured 1 knock, but it's going to be very difficult to convert that knock into a kill because the distance is quite a lot, and the smokes are also providing them some cover. It's just working out as an extra cover, but Sinks goes down. Fantastic. It seems like his teammates converted that knock into a kill. They stole that kill, and they secured 1 elimination point for themselves. Naeem on the other side also engaging in the fight against the players of KSX. Now they just dropped down to only 2 players. It's going to be Sinks and Double Six. Let's see how these 2 players is going to play. RGC Opex, are they going to allow them to live, or just going to take both of them down? 4th circle is also closing in. 55 seconds left of the clock. Shadow, it's a really close call. It's a really close call though. Sinks has to be careful. He's also in the open area, and Double Six goes down. And there's only 1 man left inside of the attack. Maybe, okay. It seems like Grim already spotted him down. Naeem might secure this one, and yes, he did that. Oh my goodness, this man did a 1v4 against the players of KSX. That's ridiculous. Just the opening game, dude. You have to chill down, but it seems like he is really hungry. He needs some points, and 5 eliminations. But that one lad, that's amazing, Shadow.
Well, certainly another lad is being very amazing as he's knocking down Hussein from those grenades over there, and another fight is gonna erupt between the players of NLN and Grim Esports. And as NLN, they have the safety net of the compounds, and Grim Esports, well, if they lob a few more good grenades in the direction of NLN, I think things might work in their favor. But we can also see there are other teams like Gorkhali Warriors in the close vicinity and proximity, so they can also do a third party. And now both these teams, NEPALI Alliance and Gorkhali Warriors and Grim Esports, they are still not in the safety net of the circle. So this is a moment when you have to prioritize a circle. This is the 5th phase circle that is going to close in. So this is a moment to prioritize when these teams are going to take this fight. They're not going to avoid, but look at the position of one of the player of Nepali line Esports. He can do so much damage, and Love is already down on his knees. Another player is also surviving on a 1 HP, and he's trying to go for the first aid, but a Molotov for the gun power of Nepali Lions. Can they take down multiple players as Avi goes down? 2 players goes down from the side of Nepali Line Esports, and Grim Esports, they are also suffering casualty as 3 players have been lost. It's the last man standing, and he's a little far away from his teammates. He needs to hide. He needs to hide. He needs to make sure that he doesn't lose any muscle to points, because now he's outnumbered. It's a 1v2 situation for him.
Yeah, I think so. It's done. It's done for that one team, Nepali Lions Zerdi. They're also surviving. They're also fighting till the end, but Sogat with that amazing spray takes one down. But I don't think so he can survive against the blue. And he goes down by the blue zone. Again, Eastwood takes the next one at 11th position. And we lost 2 more teams though. And the second one is Grim Gaming Eastwood. Genos had one of the greatest opportunity of his life, but couldn't able to convert that into a kill. Spotted out the players of FAF4. And just trying to convert those knocks into some kills. Not some kills for himself, and he does that. Look at that amazing spray. Nepali Lions though, they also faced an elimination at the 9th position. There's one team who has a control of this beautiful compound inside the circle, and it's none other than AST. The way they are playing, the way they are holding, the way they are managing to take their opponents down is really impressive. Summer with the grenade. This might work. This might dish out some amount of damage, but it's not perfect.
Well, it is not perfect, but KYODAI, the way spray transitions are coming from their side. One of the player, I think it is Genos, this guy has the ability to go for a very good spray transitions, but as I speak, call it caster curse, Summer hits the ground, he has been taken down, and now KYODAI, they have to go for the revival. 4 defeat points already in their favor, 7 teams, 24 players still remaining, and the 5th circle is gonna start closing in any minute. They'll have only 20 seconds to move in the safety net of the circle, but grenades is being lobbed between RGC Opex and Gorkhali Warriors. It's a fight of grenades. Let's see who's going to come on the top. Naim is a little far away, providing the support from the back lines, but look at the position of AST Esports. They are also in the close proximity. That means third party is gonna happen, and Naim, he just survived on a sliver of HP.
It's a really close call, Shadow. It was a really close call. On the other side, it's talk about fantastic. This team Opex secured 5 kills, and they need some more, but they are really far away from the circle because it's the 6th circle, and they are 120 meters far away from the safe zone. On the other side, we talk about Zero takes down Sky, and he was the final player of Illuminate crew. On the other side, Benba also showcasing his skills, takes down Unworn, and he was a very, very important player. But now Opex has to play with players. No way, they lost another one, and they face an elimination. That was really bad, Shadow.
Well, it was certainly bad, but on the other side, Flex also finds an opportunity for RL, And Kozo also down. Fab 4, they are falling down one after another, and Fabulous 4 with 6 elimination wins bye-bye at 5th position. Now we have 4 teams fighting amongst each other, but 15 players still remaining. And with that, the team in the orange, that is BTS Mafia, they have the prime spot to go for the winner-winner chicken dinner as long as they stick together. But Retaliation X from the southern side, they have a little bit of the ridges to work around with, so situation is also in the favor of RX team as well. But Cyrus from the side of AST finds a beautiful knock, and this team is leading in the terms of defeat points because they already have 7 defeat points, and Zio takes a hefty damage. Now he needs to patch up. Look at the vest. He just has level 3 helmet, but the vest has taken a lot of damage, so he needs to be little bit of careful. But look at that. Warriors, Gorkhali Warriors, they are also on the verge of elimination.
Yeah, they might find themselves onto the receiving edge on the other side. Cyrus with that amazing Molly, Gorkhali Warriors. Now the problem is pretty huge for them. On the other side, talk about AST also moving in. They're really trying their level best to at least get something out of it. We have the top 4 teams in front of us, and AST is still inside the circle. Shadow, there's only one team, and that is Retaliation X, who can give them a good competition. Other than that, I don't think so any team can do that, because both the teams who are into the lobby other than RX and AST, they are outside the safe zone, so they have to move in, they have to close in, and at that situation, AST, in fact KYODAI, or we can say might take both of them down. But let's see. For now, Retaliation X has 8 eliminations, 8 kills. That's really huge, and they're also trying to blow up. It's really important to burst out those vehicles, but oh, First was very close. But they're receiving a good amount of damage, and they don't even have some of the first aid kits. Look at that. Some of the players don't have those first aid kits. 15 bandages for Adi. On the other side, they received a lot of damage, but put it back. Retaliation X really retaliation perfectly, and BTS Mafia is out.
Well, they were out there in the open. They had to move inside the circle, and Retaliation X along with KYODAI were shooting in that direction. Obvious, but AST is being a little aggressive as they are moving in the direction of Gorkhali Warriors. They take Pikachu down, but Cyrus also hits the ground now. KYODAI, they are paying the price of over-aggression. Yes, they are going to points already in their favor, but they are also hitting the ground, and Retaliation X was just waiting for this moment. 2 players of KYODAI already on the team, and they are going and shooting at the 3rd player also. The last man standing on the side of KYODAI, can he do a 1v4 against Retaliation X? And the answer is no. And in the very first game of PMCO South Asia Falls Grid 2022, Retaliation X gets a winner-winner chicken dinner for themselves.
That was a beautiful chicken dinner. 16 eliminations. Yeah. That is crazy, Shadow. It's a huge number, by the way. You'll get 15 total points if you're just going to finish at the first position, and this got 1 extra point from that chicken dinner. It's going to calculate it. 16 points plus 15, it's going to be 31 total points, and they are going to be on the first position in the overall ranking. 2300 damage. That's huge.
Well, certainly it is huge, the amount of elimination points which they have gathered for themselves. 16 elimination, it is definitely huge. They are making a statement from the very start of the game. Not just Retaliation X, yes, nothing taken away from Retaliation X, but KYODAI also. The way this team started the game very itself, they eliminated one of the teams. After that, their aggression was not stopping. They were going for the defeat points one after another. In fact, they were also in the prime spot to go for the big win for themselves and get those 15 placement points. But in the end, they were a little over-aggressive. They went in towards the side of Gorkhali Warriors. That is when they started falling apart. Otherwise, they were also in a very good spot.
But you know what? It was just a start. It was just the first game of the day. You still have 4 left in the backpack, and next it's going to be a Miramar, which is going to be a different map other than Erangel. So let's see how that one map is just going to pan out. But before that, we have a lot of things to talk about. The way every single team is playing was amazing, right? I really thought it was going to be a slow start. It certainly was till the 8 minutes, but after that, every single team was engaging in some fights. And some of the teams were looking very strong in terms of that gun power, as well as we talk about their synergy. But let's take a look at the MVP of the first match of the game, and it's none other than Cyrus from KYODAI. 5 eliminations, 951 damage, 5 knocks. So knock to elimination conversion is 100%.
Well, certainly it is 100%. KYODAI is definitely one of the team to look out for in the remaining 4 games as well, because the aggression was unstoppable, and the standard player is definitely in front of our eyes. Yes, he was doing majority of the work. The damage that he was dishing out single-handedly is close to 951 that you mentioned. It is a pretty high number, pretty high stats coming from a single lad from the side of KYODAI. But his teammate also, I forgot the name, I think it was Zoya. His spray transition was so damn good. The minute he picked Scarel, he was shooting players from the moving vehicle. So this is one of the team that we really need to look out for. Along with that, I think BTS Mafia was also showcasing a very good performance in the previous game.
To be honest, you know what, every single teams, as I just told it earlier, right? I told you earlier, they're just testing the waters, which is really important, right? You need to you know that how the opponent teams are playing, and how you can reply to that aggression. And some of the teams are really playing like it's a normal match, it's a normal day for them, and they secured some good points. But if we're talking about players, let's take a look at the top players of this map, and out of those 5 players, 3 of them is from Retaliation X.
Well, certainly, Retaliation X, when you get 16 elimination points, your teammates are definitely going to be in top players. Look at then, Zolex is having 6 elimination, I'm sorry, Adi is having 5 elimination, Fardeen is having 5, Naim is also having 5 elimination. So that means it was not a once-a-day victory from individual player or 2 individual players. It was a team effort. All the 4 players in the team, they know how to go for the aggressive stance, they know how to play the role of the assaulter, the IGL. They are perfectly fitting in their role. That is where 16 elimination came from this team. But KYODAI is also not so far behind, because 5 elimination just only from the side of Cyrex.
Yeah, that's amazing. By the way, Nayam, if we talk about this one man, RGC Opex, he was the one who took out one team from the lobby, and that was none other than KSX. So he has a lot of caliber in himself. He just wants to, just need to, you know, shine that. He just need to polish those skills, and he will become unstoppable. But ladies and gentlemen, it's the time to let's take a look at the match ranking of the game. As we know, Retaliation X finished at the first position. They'll get the highest amount of placement points, plus they achieve the highest amount of elimination points, and that's why they have 21 total points. Then KYODAI with 21. Fabulous 4 Esports with a great start. 12 points. BTS Mafia on the 4th position with 12 points. On the other side, Gorkhali Warriors. Okay, here comes an interesting point to talk about. They're really dependent on those placement points. I can see that pretty clearly, especially on this map, right? I don't know about what's going to happen in the next 4 games, but for now they were dependent. They were dependent on those placement points, and they achieved 10 placement points and only 1 single.
Well, certainly they were dependent on the placement points, but it is just the very first game. There are still 4 more games left this day particularly. So I think they can showcase good performance. The only problem I had with Gorkhali Warriors were they were pinned down. They were pinned down in that situation. They couldn't do anything that they can capitalize and go for the elimination point. They were just basically pinned down, and every single time the circle was going away from them. That is where the problem was happening with this team. But on the other side, I have complaints with 7AKS. This team had a good spot, but they were making so much noise. They were making their presence felt to so many teams during the rotation. That is why they faced an early elimination. They are sitting on the 16th spot with 0 points to them. One-man army also faced an early elimination, sitting on the 15th spots with 0 points. But on the other side, Nepali Lions Esports, well, they have a few elimination points to work around with. 3 elimination, total 4 points, sitting on the 9th spot. So they can still take a climb in the leaderboard.
Yeah, they certainly can. They certainly can do that. And again, it's going to be an important job for some of the teams to, you know, play well in the upcoming matchups. Because if you had a bad start, it doesn't mean you'll have a bad ending. some of the stories start pretty happily, and then we might see sad endings too. So just hold your hearts and stay positive. That's what I'm gonna say. But for now, we talk about the next map. It's gonna be Miramar, and I'm really excited for that one because I really want to see those long-range fights. Teams should pick up those bolt actions and go for those marksman rifle too, because that is a really good option, especially in a map like Miramar. You can take a lot of long-range fights and you can win those too. You can easily steal a lot of kills. We have seen a lot of similar type of strat, stealing opponent skills, securing a lot of picks, and in fact getting some finish points in the Erangel map. We might see a refined version of the same strats in the Miramar, and I would love to see that. I would love to see that if it's gonna happen or not. What do you think, Shadow? What's gonna happen in the Miramar map?
I'm sadist. I want the teams to rush into the compounds, barge into the compounds, and have those third parties. That is why I love Pakistan region. But this time, Pakistan team was not able to perform up to the mark. But I'm still waiting for the aggression that Pakistan region brings, Nepal region, and Bangladesh region brings. But we were talking about the Australian team also, Shivansh, and GNP. They were the first one to get 4 elimination points. They defeated OMGUN Esports over there. So Australian Esports, not Australian Esports, Australian Esports team that we have, GNP, they also have good capability.
Yeah, they certainly have. They are pretty strong. If we talk about their individual, power, they are strong. Like, there's no doubt in that. They have good team synergy. Plus, they know how to convert a knock into a team vibe, right? If they faced one casualty, they still go in, still opt for a fight, and then despite of a one-man loss, they still manage to create some chaos and eliminate a team who has all the 4 players alive. So yeah, they have the capability. But again, you know what? This is the place where patience will be tested. But for now, let's take a look at the schedule, and then we can talk about what are the games, what are the other games, and what is going to be the next map. As we are talking about a lot about this particular map, Miramar is going to be the next matchup for us for this fall split, and then we have another Erangel, then we have Sanhok, and then at the final map, it's going to be another Erangel.
Well, certainly, in the very first game, it was Bangladesh region, Retaliation X, that got a big win for themselves. Let's see in match number 2, in the deserty fields of Miramar, which region is going to dominate, which team is going to come on the top. If we talk about teams, which team, Shivansh, impressed you the most in this particular game?
GNC, obviously, I told you, right? I'm a big fan of the Australian esports. I'm a big fan of the Australian content creators. So, I'm not biased, though. I really like the way they played. Plus, there's only one team representing that one region. I love the way they played. Plus, if we talk about KYODAI, again, we had a conversation about this one thing, and that is the Nepal domination. If you have 7 teams out of 16 teams, some of the teams, they have to perform. If you want to do that, then no way this will not work out. But again, we all know that it's the Nepali teams. They have the power, they have the man advantage, what we can say right now, 7 teams. So some of them have to perform, and that's why KYODAI just outperformed and secured some good points from the previous matchup.
Well, certainly, they have an advantage. 7 Nepali teams. You know your opponents very well. When you're competing with a different new region, that is where your skills are being tested. So other regions which are coming with a single team, I have to give them a benefit of doubt also that they are competing with these teams for the first time or the second time. But on the other side, Nepal, all the 7 teams, they know each other very well. You know your region, you know your opponents very well. So that advantage you'll definitely have. But you were talking about team synergy. I felt BTS Mafia is also one of the team that have a very good team synergy because of a fight that happened near the ruins area, the grenade fight. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah, that certainly was. In fact, it was a lengthy grenade fight between those two teams. So you have to, just lob those grenades. You need to, cook those grenades perfectly. If 1 second, if you have 1 second short or 1 second on, you're already giving your opponents a chance to just escape from that area. On the other side, if we talk about the next map is started, ladies and gentlemen. We have the Miramar map in front of us. We have the map. In fact, the plane path in front of us starts from the El Pozo, heading towards the south side of Los Leones, the big city, the biggest city present in the PUBG Mobile. And let's see how many teams are going to drop out near the Los Leones area. My gamble is going to be 2. What about you, Shadow?
My gamble on the zone or the team?
Like the teams, how many teams is just going to drop out at the Los Leones area?
At least 2 teams I'm expecting. At least 2 or 3 teams. Minimum 2 teams. They have to be. This is a very big city. If 2 teams are not entering into Los Leones, I'm very disappointed.
Okay. I can clearly agree to that, because I was also opting for the similar thing. You know what? Los Leones is a type of area which will provide you a good amount of loot. Plus, you can always rely on your opponents to come towards you. You'll get an height advantage, and then you can easily exploit that against your opponents. Plus, now you have the circle too. Look at that. If we talk about the plane path, it's really opposite from the plane path, so it's going to be a tough one for the teams who dropped out onto the northern area of the map. Meanwhile, okay, KSX we might see them in an early engagement, because they dropped out at the Montenegro area, and we can see there's another team at the same vicinity.
Well, certainly in Picado also, 2 teams are sharing the same compound, the same city of Picado. That means early fights are going to happen in the deserty field of Miramar. Miramar is known for a slow-paced game, but this time I think we are up for a very early fight and casualties happening. Right now, 2 teams, like you also mentioned in Montenegro, one of them is 7KS. Well, 7KS, they were placed on the 16th position in the very first game. So this game is important for them. They need those points, and if they were hoping for a safe gameplay, they're definitely not up for it right now.
Yeah, no way. They might, they opt for a safe gameplay and they will win this. I don't think so that there is a chance. But Shadow, look at that. He's just trying to get, Samira to just get onto the top of the building. On the other side, if we talk about GNP Esports, I really like this team. On the other side, Gremlin getting into some fights, and it seems like they're also winning them. No way! No way, Fantastic is down. Oh, that's bad. That's really bad.
But where are his teammates? That's the main question. The last time in Erangel, Team Opex was performing really good. They were coming out on the top, and this time in the very few minutes of the game of Miramar, they lost one of the player. Now they have to survive as a 3-man army. They better run away from the situation and go for the resources, go for the weaponry and the loot required in the final circle. But right now, 7AK is, well, 66. He has a UMP-45, and I know UMP-45, what a deadly weapon it is in a close range. But you also need to be careful, because I saw 66 is not having any armor, no helmet, no vest. So you better be careful if you're going to peek from that window.
Oh. Yeah, you have to be. You know what? This is a time where your skills will get tested, though. And I'm really happy, right? Teams are opting for those SLRs, a weapon which is has a high capability, but teams never opt for those type of weapons. Let's see how they're going to utilize it.
Let's see how they're going to utilize, because 7AK as this game is important for them, and I can't see too many resources in their hands. Montenegro City doesn't offer loot for 2 teams that they can survive and have a close frontal battle with each other. But yes, 66 right now he's looking in a very wrong direction as the enemy is towards the other side. But it's always best to check your backs. Make sure there is no chance of a third party happening from the back lines, because all those windows, you never know from where who is shooting, and that is what 66 is trying to do, peeking from every single window and checking if there is an enemy present in the opposite building over there. But on the other side, talking about the region that are dominating, definitely it was Bangladesh region's first game. Which region you want to see dominating in this particular one in Miramar?
You know what? Again, I actually want to see the Sri Lankan region, because right now we have from the Sri Lanka region. On the other side, unknown with that amazing spray. converted that knock into a kill. Okay, man is still bleeding out, and you will get the kill will get confirmed instantly. And yep, here we go. But as just mentioned, right, I really want to see the Sri Lankan region outperform here, and that is going to be a interesting thing to watch. But let's see what's just going to happen, because again, you're outnumbered if you're going to compare it with the Nepali team. So you have to just give your 200% though. So yeah.
The way Geltrix OP is running out in the open, he better be careful of the position of the opponent player in that building, because he's out there in the open. Any minute, he can be taken down, and there is no chance of a revival in the situation also, because the fights of the urban city happens just like this. You find an knock, you rush into the compound and take down the remaining players as well. But right now, other team that is also going for a rotation, early rotation in fact, is going to be 4 Ultra Instinct from Bangladesh.
Yeah.
Let's see which area they are going to hold, because on the southern side they have AST, on the northern side in Picado they have 2 teams.
Dude, it's going to be a lengthy game. Let me mention this one thing. Look at the space between some of the teams. In fact, almost every single team, they are dodging the fights and not even looking forward to take some of the fights. And again, it's a part of the game, right? 7KX got out to the GRP. Hazara, in fact, barely survived that spray, but now he's in a good position, though. So, yep, for now it's good. For now it's working out. And it has to, it just has to work out in his favor. Hazara might get, okay, he's in a really awkward situation. He's surrounded by the players of KSX. He has some bandages, and that's it. And the teammates are really far away. It's an awkward situation, Shadow.
Well, he's trying to patch himself up as soon as possible, and yes, he's in a bit of a pickle right now, as 7AKS, all the 4 players are in the close proximity, and his own teammates are a little far away. If he gets taken down, help won't come to him as soon as he's hoping it will come. It is going to take some time, so he needs to be careful, and that is what he is trying to do. So he's trying to patch himself up, but his own teammate, look at the position of the other player also, Ketone over there. He can provide the necessary cover fire required in the situation. If the players of 7AKS comes out in the open and try and take him down, they can also be punished. So the angles are being held to the perfection. But Zeltrox, if he finds a knock onto Kitan over there,
yeah,
that is when 50% of the work is done, and 7AKS can hope this fight can work in their favor.
It might work, but look at that. Keaton with an amazing knockout. And now EXO is down. Oh, what was that, Keaton? Another amazing spray. Holy moly. That was I'm talking about, right? The gun power, the raw aim is really beautiful. It's beautiful to witness.
Well, certainly it is beautiful to witness over there. Yes, Kiton was in a bit of difficult situation, but he really found a beautiful knock onto the player of 7KS. Can he take another player down in the close frontal battle? And the answer is yes. 2 of the players of 7AKS are already down, and now Zeltrox is the last man standing. What can he do? 1v3 is way too much to deal with, and he also gets taken down. An entire team of 7AKS has been eliminated. The patience that GNP showed in this situation paid off really well without suffering any casualty. They got 4 defeat points in their favor, but 7AKS second game also not in their favor. Again, they are placed on the 16th spot. 2 back-to-back bad games. They need to go back to the drawing board and see what is not working for them. But GNP Esports, well, again, a good start for them.
I think so. The aggression, right? The aggression is not even helping them. You know what? Sometimes you think you need to, focus on your aggressive plays, which is really a good thing, which is really an important part of the game. But sometimes you just have to play slow. You know what? Things work out slowly, and you just need to trust the process, right? That's what I always suggest to the young, the budding players, though. But for now, nothing is working out with that one team, and that is KS. So yeah, again, as you just mentioned, that what is going wrong and what we can change. To be honest, they got a lot of time, plenty of time left, because the other game is just going to start after a while.
Well, certainly they have a time, but right now, Illuminate Crew, they have their eyes set on towards the players of Grim Esports over there who are going for the rotation inside the circle. But Illuminate Esports are also being a little careful. They realize that the distance between Hinson and Soga of Grim Esports is way too much to fire any bullet and try and take him down, because that is almost next to impossible. Instead, just take the information and work around that information that there is an enemy in the close proximity, and work around with that. But now we
Yeah.
have 14 teams and 51 players. And now, the weapon you were asking for.
The MG3, the light machine gun, the best gun you can get inside the air raw. But the not the best weapon, especially in the Miramar map. I would still prefer an AWM, but yeah, it's a good gun. Although you'll get a level 3 kit, and that is going to be your primary objective, though. So for now, Shadow, 14 teams in the lobby. We already saw past the 12, in fact, the 11-minute mark. So waiting for that huge fight. We're waiting for the huge rotation. Look at that. Thanks for the mini map. Thanks a lot to the production team showing us the mini map. It's looking good for the teams who drop out at the center, and they are still present in the center of the map.
Well, yes, Opex is present in the center, and they lost one of the player in the very early stage of the game. They are working as a 3-man army, but the circle, their position is in their favor, so that means they can go for the placement points. But I can say the same thing for the teams rotating from the side of Chumasera, because so many teams are onto the tails of each other. They need to be a bit careful, as third party can happen any minute. But OMGUN Esports OG tries to take down one of the player, deals a heavy damage himself as well. But Ronin chimes in, takes Kronos down over there, and find a knock onto Ronin. Ronin takes a hefty damage, but he has a little bit of the ridge to work around it. He's not overexposing himself, but it is impossible right now, next to impossible, to revive the fallen comrade right now.
Yeah, it's really impossible. You know what, OMGUN, they are looking good, and if they find this one, they might find some more, and that's just gonna help them. And this might work as a morale boost, though. Nepal Lions, 1 casualty. I think so. This will cost them a victory. This might cost them a chicken dinner, but fingers crossed. Let's see. Whatever happens, might, favor them. On the other side, if we talk about, we have only 50 players left in the lobby, and Nepali Lions, they understand, right? There's no way we can win in that situation, because the zone is already shifted apart, and we are really far away from the zone. But Exotic, he's not stopping, dude. He's unstoppable. But the way he's using that Mini 14 reminds me of a hitman, though. You need to connect every single headshot if you want to get paid, though. And that's what these players are doing.
Well, that is what they are doing right now, trying to find few good knocks, and one of the player is still bleeding. But look at the position of Oma of one-man army. He's a little far away. They are a little disjointed. This can go in either ways. This can either, if they are able to find few good initial knocks, this can work in their favor. Otherwise, they can start falling down, because the circle is also closing. Circle, the blue is already giving out the damage, but a blind rush comes in from the side of GNP Esports, and now they're paying the price as 2 players have been taken down, and Shaheen is the last man standing. What did just happen? What did just happen?
You know what? Sometimes you blink and everything just blow up. That's what just happened. So you have to drive safely, dude. It doesn't matter if it's real life or you're in the game. That
easy come, easy go.
Yeah, that was Mirado. Now it's just it's done. It's a burned out vehicle. But you know what? They lost 2 players. It doesn't mean they lost the war. Still have a chance. You can still fight for your life, though.
I think Shaheen is the last man standing. So GNP Esports is standing as a one-man army. All they can do is go for the placement points, because last time also they had good defeat points in their favor. Placement points is something they need to work on. And I think in this game, the last man Shaheen is exactly going to do so. But for Ultra Instinct, well, they have spotted down Nepali Lions over there. But they also need to make sure that they are inside the safety net of the circle. That is when they are going to pick up a fight. One defeat point already in their favor. 14 teams, 47 players remaining. Looking at the loadout, the resources which these teams are having, I don't see too many throwables, especially in the hands of one-man army.
Yeah, you know what? I don't think so. They do get a lot of time to collect some good amount of loot, so they have to work whatever they have right now. And it's really a difficult decision, by the way, because you need to invest those grenades perfectly if you really need a good outcome.
Well, certainly, you need to have those resources, those smokes, those grenades, especially in the map like Miramar. You are out there in the open. You need to use that double-edged sword that gives away your position, but also provides you the necessary cover required. But right now, one-man army is a guy who needs a cover, but before he finds a little bit of the rich cover, he gets taken down instantly as he was trying to move inside the circle. Let's see if he can be revived. They can be saved in the situation, but the chances are very slim as other players are also falling down, as Agent has been taken down with the mini 14 shots. And what is happening with BTS Mafia? Two of the players, I guess, I could see they are already bleeding out. There is no help. And Retaliation X, well, they are making the mature decision, leaving the players leaving and just move inside the safety net of the circle. But Illuminate Esports, they're also in the close frontal battle with some other team.
Yeah. A lot of fights. Oh, look at that. You know what? The best part is they are collecting some points. They are not going all in. They are collecting few of the points, and it's just gonna stack up, and it just give them an upper advantage in the late game stages. So for some teams it's working out, but for some teams they are losing out a lot of players. On the other side, Exotic, one of the best player, just goes down, and he needs a revive, right? He needs a quick revive so that the team could get that firepower back again.
Well, certainly you need to revive your fallen comrades as soon as possible if you want to win those fights, especially the third parties that can happen in this situation. I can see on the mini-map so many teams are present in the close proximity. Yes, Illuminate crew, their backlines are mostly clear, but they also need to be careful of Esports, I believe, that is in the close proximity. But Sky, well, he's shooting in the smoke blindly, dishing out any damage onto the player over there, and the opponent, well, the minute he made inside the safety of the ridge, he gets taken down. And
quite
now,
unlucky.
that was very unlucky.
Yeah, quite unlucky, dude. Come on.
Yeah.
He really thought that he can escape from that position, but unfortunately, oh, look at that. Agent will run over. Sometimes you just wanna, just go for some style points, though. It will never, like, it is not something important, but you know what? You just want to showcase that you are here to, just show some skills, and that's what you're doing. Meanwhile, we might see another team fall apart. We might see another elimination, but it seems like we still have some minute left for that one thing to do. Noka is down. We are unable to see his teammates, though. I think so. There's only one player left of that one team, so it's done for them. They have to rely on those placement points. Shadow.
They have 3 defeat points as well, and Oma, Sana of Oma, he has a little track to work around with, but the circle, well, the circle is playing another game. Now he has to travel few meters inside the circle as well. That is when his position might be teams are still in the lobby. That means not too many placement points he will get, but with that big weapon, bolt action, I could see one of the player getting a knock, but on the other side, for you, I need to be careful. I think they can easily go for the revival, because Gorkhali Warriors, they are not in a hurry to rush in their direction. Instead, I think they should just prioritize the circle right now.
Yeah, I think so. You know what? You should go for the circle rotations. It's always a better option. It's always a better option. But again, they have a backup, and I think what they should. They always thought about this. You know what? They need to get inside the circle if they won't that they might suffer from the blue. On the other side, Penba goes down to Gorkhali Warriors, losing out another important player. You have pretty less HP. Howdy, sir. Just hiding behind the tractor. But for how long? They lost an important player, AST Cyrus. He is in a good position. He might go down. But is it going to happen too soon or not? Let's see.
Let's see what's going to happen as KYODAI. They are also in a close frontal battle with the players of OMGUN Esports. OMGUN, they lost one of the player in the very early stages of the game. Now they have three people fighting against KYODAI. KYODAI, they are running high on the confidence. Yes, they are using all the throwables they are having as exotic, beautiful. Grenade comes in and takes Cyrus down, the star player of KYODAI Esports, but Exotic also gets taken down by a grenade from the side of Genzo over there. And now KYODAI, they're still leading the charge. They're still having an upper hand as they are pinning the players of Team OMGUN Esports over there in that little warehouse as their Ronin is going for the revival onto the fallen comrade over there. And in the meantime, Nepali Line Esports, they have been eliminated at 12th position.
Yeah, this is the second time I think so Exotic got picked off and couldn't able to survive, especially in this situation. But quite unfortunate for him. But on the other side, if we talk about KYODAI ASTZO, he has a job. Will he able to deserve? Oh, will he able to deliver? Yes, it does. That was a close call. Shadow. Damn, this man is really skillful.
Well, KYODAI is skillful, I have to say. The way they are picking their fights, last time also they were dominating the entire lobby. This time, yes, things are not working in their favor. But on the other side, we have the winners of the previous game as well. Retaliation X, now they are up against KYODAI. The top two teams of the previous game now going up against each other. That too, not inside the safe circle. They are a little few meters away from the safety net of the circle. And they have only 40 seconds in their hands. Retaliation X, yes, they have the numbers advantage. They have 3 defeat points. They should just run as soon as possible inside the circle as all the teams, they are, in fact, not even a single soul is inside the safe circle.
Yeah, you know what, all the teams just playing a big gamble. If this work out, it will definitely just going to favor them. If it doesn't, you know what, there's only one thing can save them, and that is themselves. The decisions has to be perfect. If it's not, you're done.
Well, you are done. Retaliation X, I'm still placing my bets on them because they have the numbers, they have the complete control of the southern side. If they're able to deal with the players of Grim Esports, I think this is a game to lose. On the other side, KYODAI Esports, with 2 men, getting a winner chicken dinner seems difficult, but they have the capability, they have the skills required, and the play zone is also coming in, and now KYODAI problems. To knock onto the player of Retaliation X, but also lost one of their own player.
Flex.
This is something they were not expecting.
Flex is doing a great job though. He's waiting for the perfect move. When it's gonna arrive, that is going to be the biggest question, Shadow. Let's see, Retaliation X. This is going to be the second chance. They might secure another chicken here, but it's gonna be a difficult job.
It is going to be a little difficult.
They will become the champion of the second round.
Well, they can, but what is happening with Illuminate Esports? Their players are also falling down, and as you were speaking of Retaliation X, call it Caster's Curse, they have been eliminated at 7th spot. Now we have 5 teams, 12 players remaining, and I8, well, they are grabbing too many defeat points, 6 defeat points already in their hands.
Got a good amount of kill points, but you need some more placement points to work out your way into the top 3. So Sean, thrown down in an open area, unaware of the fact there's 2 teams in front of him. Once he got spotted out, he will definitely get killed, but for now he can just spray the 6th circle. Every single team is playing slow. Look at that, 7S. They have the control of the compound for how long. If the circle moves out, it's gonna help team eliminate. And look at that! So Shan takes Naim out, and that is good knock. That is really good knock, but the circle... Oh no. The circle is not a fan. of those easy plays. Move towards the center. Centralized shift in the 7th zone. That's crazy, Shadow. On the other side, it's a heroic approach from the side of the players of Opex. Opted for a revive, and they might get this one. Eliminate crew also cruising into the circle. And I just told you earlier, Shadow, we have only 2 players left from this one team. They might get this one, but it's going to be a really difficult job. 71 meters is going to be the number. But a lot of the players doesn't even have a first aid kit. Why? First of all, why?
Because they were engaged in rotation from the very start. They were engaged in the fight. They didn't go for major loot. They were lacking resources from the very start. They can eliminate esports. Yes, they are picking fight, but they also need to check their backlines. But there is no need, as the team in front of them is going to eliminate them on the 5th spot. Now my eyes are set onto the plus of Grim Esports, as they are having the best spot. They have the complete southern control. They have the real estate. They have the circle. This is their game to lose. Everything is working in the favor of Grim Esports, but Opex from the northern side, they can also start applying pressure, but they don't have the height advantage. The height advantage is with the players of Grim Esports, so that is where I have a feeling this is the game of Grim Esports. But let's see, anything can happen, as AST, well, he's right in the crosses of Mifal of Opex Esports.
Opex. Jack is just making that easy chicken dinner a little bit difficult for them. He moves down. Love also got spotted out by Chief, and he knocks him out. 3 teams, 8 players, 7 sins goes out. They got eliminated from the lobby. KYODAI, Genos playing slow. He was playing very good. That was a sneak in action. But now he revealed his position. He takes out Mixful. He might take him down, and yep, he confirmed the kill. But he got traded off, and now it's 1. In fact, it's 2v3 situation, Shadow. It's 2v3 situation against the players of Opex. Grim Gaming needs to confirm this. Grim Gaming has to secure this one. It's going to be an easy one for them. They have the man advantage, and they got a knock, and it's now unknown. It's 1v3. He takes one down, but he goes down instead, and the chicken dinner goes out from the hands of Opex. Grim. They got it. They got a beautiful chicken dinner, but no, it was a... What?
Yeah!
He did a 1v3?
Exactly! The last player of Opex came in from the cover
possible, Shadow.
and he eliminated. The entire game, this game was in the hands of Grim Esports. They went a little aggressive, but I have to say, RGC Opex, they impressed me from the low ground, having no advantage at all, not having a numbers advantage, not having position advantage. Nothing was working in their favor, just purely on their gunfire. They got a big win for themselves, and not just an easy win, 10 eliminations for them. That means they were aggressive, but this was a very impressive way. Unknown came in at the very last moment. Well, 15 placement points, total 25 points in the favor of RGC Opex. A very impressive gameplay from their side.
Yeah, really impressive gameplay. I was quite happy with the performance, and you know what? I was surprised. I was surprised that how they managed to pull that off. That chicken dinner. Oh my god, that was a miracle, to be honest. I really thought it was 1v3, wouldn't able to deliver, but he did that. He did that. And just because of that one heroic play, they secured their position. I think so they are on 3rd position in the overall ranking, and that's huge. That's humongous, Shadow. And this type of gameplay, right? I was hoping for some heroic plays. I was hoping for some unorthodox plays from the PMCO fall split, and here we are. We are witnessing the same. So yeah, we are on the right track.
That also means it's not going to be so easy to guess which team is going to win. Yes, I was hoping Grim Esports, this is the game to lose, and it was. They had the height advantage, but RGC Opex, well, they did the impossible. from the lower ground. They went in, grabbed that big victory for themselves. 15 placement points, 10 elimination points, total 25 points. But now let's have a look at the standout player. I think it is going to be from Illuminate Esports. Okay, we have Sky with 6 elimination, and look at the damage amount that he was dishing out. 1002.
Yeah, in fact, out of those 5 knocks, he converted 6 eliminations. In fact, it means 120% conversion rate, more than 100%. So yeah, it's also a great job from Sky. So Eliminate Crew, right? They're always doing something crazy. They always do something outstanding, and that means they are the toughest team here in the fall split. They are one of the best team present in the PMCO fall split, so you have to be careful. 0 headshots though. Survival time is pretty huge because again it's the Miramar map. 24 minutes are pretty standard. 1000 damage. I'm surprised by that effort, right? If you are dishing out 1000 damage, it means you are engaging in a lot of fights. You are taking a lot of damage too. But for now, let's take a look at the top players. We have a known and Naim from RGC Opex. A known, that's 6 eliminations. You know what? That just matters a lot. And out of those 6, the 3 he secured in the final moment was just out of this world.
Well, definitely it was a very impressive gameplay that was coming from the side of RGC Opex. In fact, I was very impressed with the players of Illuminate Crew. Also, 2 men standing in the last few minutes of the game. Their backs were not clear. Grim Esports was over there. In front of them, it was RGC Opex. They had to make those decisions of coming out in the open. They had to move. That is where RGC Opex dominated and eliminated the entirety of Illuminate Crew. But still, they were having good defeat points in their favor. A very impressive gameplay coming from their side. So yes, Illuminate Crew is also one other team we need to look out for. Yes, Grim Esports, RGC Opex, wonderful gameplays coming from their side, but Unknown. Yes, the MVP is Sky, but the way Unknown clutched in the last moment, that was very impressive.
Yeah, that certainly was. And now it's time for us to take a look at the match summary. 51 elimination, 63 knocks. The longest elimination is 302 meters, which is really impressive though. Total healings 10,093. It says that we had witnessed a lot of fights, 2 vehicle elimination, and yeah, again, you know whosoever did that, 2 style points for you, my guy. However, we are not gonna include that into the overall ranking, but still just it will give yourself a morale boost. But ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at the match ranking now. RGC Opex secured second in a not secure. They stole that chicken dinner from Grim Gaming Esports, and I think that's a perfect word to describe that final moment. But still, KYODAI again in the 3rd position. They've been consistent throughout the 2 matches. In the previous match, I think so they were on the top 3, and again they are still in the top 3. But if we talk about the second page, there were only 15 teams, right? Shadow, so it was pretty sad. But let's see. KSAX again, 0. PTS Mafia, only 1 point in CMF IPG with 1. Nepali Lions too, come on, they need to work, they need to showcase that dominance. If they could be able to do that, that is going to, haunt them tonight.
Well, they certainly need to work on few things, but not enough to haunt them. I am hoping every team at least deliver a good performance in 1 game, but that's not possible. We have only 5 games, 16 teams. If I could, I would hand over a winner chicken dinner to all the teams. Actually, I can hand over to 10.
Yeah, you can.
10 games.
Yeah, you can. Now you have only 7 though, but no problem.
Okay.
You know what? We have some powers. We can do that. But I don't think so. It's just going to work in the real life, though. However, let's take a look at the damage graph. 1700 damage is the highest peak achieved by Opex. Then we have the Illuminate X with 1644, and then the Grim Gaming with 1455. But now, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at the overall ranking. The moment we are waiting for after the second game. Retaliation X still on the top. KYODAI again on the second. There's only 2 points difference between them and RGC Opex. 3 points difference between them and the team who's on the top. Grim Gaming Esports also cruise in into the top 5, made their way into the top 5, which is really good. BTS Mafia. This is secured only 1 point from the previous map. That's why I dropped down 5 positions into the leaderboard. So, not that happy from their performance, but 3 more games, so anything can happen.
It's just 2 games. Anything can happen. The leaderboard is going to be changed by the end of today. I think after the 5 matches, we are going to see major drastic changes in the position of few of the teams. Yes, a few of the teams had taken a downfall, like Fabulous for Esports by 5 points. They're sitting on the 9th spot with 12 points, but still they have 3 more games remaining. I think anything can happen. 7 since Esports, well, they have taken a jump of 3 points, showcasing a good performance in the map of Miramar. 10 points to them, but 7AKS. This is one of the teams that really need to work on. Last Erangel, they dropped, I think, in Severny. They were taken out pretty early because they were making so much noise. They were making so much noise all around. That is why they grabbed the attention of so many squads. But looking at the schedule, the first match, it was in the hands of Retaliation X. The second match, it was in the hands of RGC Opex. Now is the time for Erangel again.
Yeah, back to basics, ladies and gentlemen. Back to basics. The first match was... it favored the Bangladesh region. The second map, Opex fought back and secured the chicken, stole the chicken, by the way. Now we have the Erangel. To be honest, I just want to ask one thing from you, Shadow, and that is, what do you expect from this map?
A complete domination.
From which team? From which region?
Okay, talking about the region,
Yeah.
Australian team impressed me. Last game was of Bangladesh, the very first game of a Bangladesh region. This was Maldives team. Now I want to see Pakistan team. I love Pakistan
yeah,
region.
that's
I want
cool.
to see Pakistan region dominate at least in one game. Not that they're not having a good performance. Yes, they are standing on a decent spot in the overall leaderboard. But Pakistan region is known for the dominance. So I want Seven Sins to do something like
Yeah.
that. Go all gun blazing. I don't care. Shoot whoever is in front of you. Lay bodies all over in the map of Erangel. That is what I want to see.
I agree with that. To be honest, I agree with that because again, 2 different regions secure 2 chicken dinners, and
Yeah.
basically we have 6 regions, right? So every single day we might see different regions securing a chicken dinner for themselves and for their country. So that's a great point to talk about. But to be honest, they just need to play the natural game. You know what? If you're in your natural habitat, you know how to play. If you manage to get some kills, if you manage to collect some kills, then what is going to be a next step? So for some teams, in fact, I have seen this a lot of times, that if you collect, we can say for an example, 3 to 4 kills, and then you were like, hey, we are unstoppable, let's go all in, let's kill every single one. At that very moment, you might take some bad decisions. So you have to be careful. You know what? You have to play very balanced. You need to showcase some balanced gameplay, because balance is really important in life, right? Rather it be a game or your real life, it is really important. And if you're able to make it, if you're able to maintain it, then there is no one who can stop you. But that's it from from my side. I'm not gonna boost you a lot, because at this moment you need to drop out from the plane path, from the planes especially. But we have the plane path in front of us, starts from the Georgia Pool area, the Georgia Pool city, and heading towards the military base. We saw one team moved on towards the military island, and that was none other than the Nepali Lions. What do you think? Are they going to do the same, or they might, just change their drop location?
I won't suggest change your drop location. Drop in the area which you are comfortable with. You know the terrain. You know how to rotate from that particular area. Even if there is a drop clash happening, you know how to pick up the fights. You are very confident in your own home. So I won't suggest you go and find a new home. Go and find a residency somewhere else. Just go for a natural gameplay, like you also said. And that is what is happening. As Nepal Lions, they are heading towards the southern side. That is going to be a military base, and this time there is a change in drop location from the side of 7KS. They are heading towards the side of No Rupnoy, and they are going to be rewarded by the circle also.
Yeah, it's very good decision, and you know what? It's working out. It's very, a big gamble, but it's working out. And look at that. Okay, that's cool. That's something good. Machine is hiding behind a tree. It seems like he's playing hide and seek, but against a buggy. And okay, he just need to ram that buggy onto machine, and machine is really trying his level best, wearing a Poseidon suit. But I don't think so. That suit can prevent him. That suit can, provide him some amount of cover. That's it. He got picked off by Dominic. The Uzi is enough to take that one man down. But it was a funny moment, right? It was a funny moment for both of us and for both the teams. And now, at this moment, Dominic goes down. Look at that! Agent from very far away picks off one man with an Uzi. And look at that. What is going on in this game? Penma with a shotgun. Oh no. What is going on, Shadow? I never ever expected this. Yeah, I'm really loving it. Me too, but come on. That's enough, guys. You're literally playing with your opponents.
I'm loving it. I love crazy plays, and that is exactly what is happening. Two players went in for the vehicle contestation. One player got the buggy before him.
Oh,
His
nice.
teammate comes in with an Uzi, takes him down. Some other third party is happening. It is going all crazy and bonkers in the map of Erangel right now. 3 teams, well, they are going for the defeat points, but the team that is not happy is Ultra Instinct.
Yeah.
They lost 2 players.
Players, you know what? It's really sad. If you lost someone that close, it will hurt you. But you know what? You need to use that anger in your favor. You need to convert that anger into motivation. And that motivation will lead you to a victory. And in PUBG Mobile case, to a chicken dinner. Because we are hungry people. I'm a hungry man, by the way. I'm a little bit fat. That's why I'm always hungry. So, in my case, it's always true. But where was I? Yeah, the motivation. Whenever I talk about food, I really want to talk about food every single time, by the way. But yeah, that's what I love. After, you know what? I love only 2 things in my life: play games and eat food. That's it. That's what you need. That's what I need, by the way. But I don't know about the people. What about you, Shadow, by the way? I just need 2 things. I don't even need sleep, though. I just sleep for like 4 to 6 hours, that's it. I just wake up and eat food, and then I play game. What about you, Shadow?
Whatever you are ordering, if you are, I am very sure you are ordering something to eat. Make it 2. Make it 2.
I don't order food, I just bring my own food. I'm really bad person because I just want to eat something healthy, but I'm still eating, packet food, or we can say noodles. Homemade noodles, by the way. So sorry, but yeah, I will give you a treat someday. No problem. But I will inform you.
Why someday? Why not today?
Dude, I don't have money. I don't have enough money. I already spent like 90% of that money in like buying foods or something like that. So that's why I'm broke. But yeah, for now, let's see.
Also, it's the end of the month, huh?
Yeah,
Everyone
it's
is
the
broke.
month.
Everyone is broke at this time.
You can relate that, right? You can relate to that.
Yeah.
That's the best part. But Ketone, he has something different in his mind. He's not, thinking about food. He's hungry, but for some kills.
Well, he's definitely thinking about the food, and that food is winner chicken dinner in the map of Erangel over there, and that is why he needs those skill points, finish points onto the plus of Grim Esports. Well, Grim Esports, they are oblivious of the fact that Ketone is behind on them. That is why Rixie comes out in the open, takes a hefty damage, now moves back to the safety, and now the presence of GNP Esports has been felt by Grim Esports. Now they are going to be a little cautious in this situation. And GNP Esports, well, they have a lot to lose because they didn't had a very good performance in the last one. Yes, they had good defeat points, but the placement points is something they need to work on. Make your fire bullets only when you're ready to take down the player. The player was out there in open. Had Kiton waited for few more seconds, he could have found a knock also. But now they need to run back or maybe go for the flank angles because Grim Esports, well, they are going to retaliate now.
Yeah, they need to. They have to. In fact, they're going to retaliate, and you know what? You have to wait for perfect opportunity, and sometimes you need to create those opportunities by your own. So again, it's a really interesting point to talk about. On the other side, KS. Okay, now let's talk about the team KS. What do you really think? What they need to do in this game? Because for now, they are not looking that stable. They're not looking that confident as we thought, but it's just the start of the game, so they can still, do something. They can still go for some changes, and it might help them. So, yeah, that's what I am hoping for.
Well, the rotation in Erangel, the very first Erangel, was pretty decent from the side of 7KS, but they were making too much noise. Everywhere they were trying to fire in the direction of their opponents, not picking the fight entirely, not even avoiding the fight. That is where problems started beginning from them, for them, because they started losing out on their players. If you are going to pick a fight first, you have to make sure that you have the best compound, you have the best cover, you have all the angles held to the perfection. That is when you have to initiate a fight. Unless you are forced to take a fight, avoid it. That is what 7KS needs to do in this situation. But Grim Gaming Esports, well, they impressed me in the map of Miramar. They were very close to getting a big victory for themselves, but unfortunately unknown happened. Unknown things sometimes happen, and unknown happened to Grim Esports. That is where 12 placement points, but still Grim are looking pretty decent in the overall standings. Let's see which path they are going to take for the rotation. They are going for the late rotation, taking the damage of the blue, but they have enough resources to work around with. On the other side, mansion around, not mansion, shelter, around shelter, there are too many squads that are gathering up.
Yeah, I think so. That they're looking out for some shelter, but they might lose some of the players there too. So they have to be careful, Shadow. And you know what? Sometimes decisions have to be perfect. Let's see what's just gonna happen right now. KSAX backing off, especially Ziltrex. Just making sure that his buggy is safe. Buggy is in safe position. And it's really important because your means of transport is really a buggy at that moment.
Well, you need to have those vehicles because rotations are not going to be so easy. And if the final circle is out there in the open, you need those vehicles to build a cover for your own self. But right now, Illuminate Esports, well, they are very particular about the fight which they pick. And majority of the fights, they try and win. And mostly they win those fights. But on the other side, we have 7KS. On the other side of the shelter cave, we have 7KS. And this team, well, everything is in the line for this team because right now they are on the bottom, on the 16th spot.
Yeah.
They need to be very careful if they are initiating this fight, especially when they are so disjointed. Synex is in the compounds. Two of the players are holding on to the cave's entrance of shelter. So let's see what's going to happen. I'm still placing my bets onto Illuminate Esports.
Yeah, me too, by the way. To be honest, the only thing which I am worried about the KS Esport is they really need a morale boost right now. You know what? If you don't have a single point, it doesn't mean that you're out. You're still in the picture. You can still do a great job. That one thing, and that is that morale boost.
Well, morale boost is certainly required when you're not having the best of the day, when you're not having the best of the games, but sometimes you need to analyze also what is going wrong with you. That is also something that is required. That is what 7KS need to do.
That's what my mom say, right? What is wrong with you, Phoenix? My reply is very simple. You know what, Mom? I'm sorry. I need to change myself. And that's what KS Esports has to do, right? KSAX has to do. They need to change some of the strats. They need to change how to think. They need to change that what they can do about the game, right? Just some few steps and they'll become unstoppable. Trust me, they will.
Well, we all can. I'm very sure the team, all the 16 teams here representing their nation, region also. It's not so easy. They have the burden on their shoulders. The pressure situation is entirely there. You are fighting or competing against a different region. You don't know too much about them. Don't have enough information also. So that can be daunting sometimes. That can also affect your performance, but there's no doubt that you're a skilled team, you're a skilled player, and you can definitely dominate in the lobby. But right now, howdy sir from the side of Gorkhali Warriors, he's on a sliver of HP. He has patched himself up, but still he's getting shots from somewhere far else. I think it is OG team 7 since Pakistani team that is shooting in the direction. And yes, it is RT with that headshot from Scarlet gets a confirmation also. That means Gorkhali Warriors now left with only 3 men.
Okay, that's a bad thing for them though. But you know what? You need to work out. You need to think that now you don't have a player. You are playing with this one-man disadvantage. Now, what you gonna do, right? What you gonna do after this? How are you gonna manage to, get back into the game? Gorkhali Warriors. You know what the best part is? They at least have one kill point, so it just balances things out. For me, it does. But for them, I don't know. Maybe they still think that, yeah, we need two to more 3 kills to, balance the number of player we lost. The way they are playing and the area they picked is really good position. I love their position too. It's like nothing bad about that. In fact, not even a single thing. So yeah, it's a good thing by the way. But you have to be careful.
Well, you have to be very careful, but we have the big weapon in the airdrop that is going to be AUG. And I can see on the minimap, there is a team, I think it is Nepali Lions, I have to check. There is a team in the green. I think they are very close to that airdrop. Let's see if they are going to go for that AUG and level 3 armor also. But I8, they are initiating a fight, and Himson finds a knock onto the player of CMF over there, and Viper with that grenade is already looking for a confirmation. Let's see if we can find the confirmation, and the answer is no, but Falls is still leading out over there, and angles being held to the perfection is not going to help CPF over there at all. And I8, well, they eliminated a team. 1 defeat point already in their favor, and CMF IPG, they have been eliminated at 16th spot. A third party was happening in this situation, and they couldn't stand for very long.
Yeah, couldn't stand for very long, and you know what, this is so they have to be careful of fight. Fabulous 4 has to be careful. Keto has very less HP, but still they're winning this, Shadow. They're winning this. Yeah. Nice, that's a very good start. That's a really good start, and nobody. You know what? They at least got 2 points and they haven't lost a single man. So for now, it's working out.
Well, it is working out. 2 defeat points, and they are not being over greedy or overextending any of the fight. They are being really careful whenever they see an enemy. They try and take him down and not over aggress any fight or not overcome it. That is a good thing that is coming from their side. But on the other side, we have BTS Mafia also in the close proximity. We know the coordination of BTS Mafia, but last game was not in their favor at all. But Erangel is a strong point. If I go by the stats of first game or first Erangel, I think BTS Mafia ought to deliver a good performance in this particular one also. Let's see what's going to happen, as maybe not. Well, he's holding on to the other end of the cave or shelter. One end, we have Fabulous 4 Esports in the compound. We have Retaliation X. I think Retaliation X is going to win in this situation.
Let's see.
What do you think?
I think so. I like opt for Fabulous. I don't think so. Retaliation X can win that, but again, it's your pick, so let's see. But KS, I don't know why they always find themselves in on the receiving edge. I think so. They're a bit cursed, but look at that beautiful Maserati. You know what? I just want to buy one in future. I really love it. Even if it's man too, but okay, there's a player hiding inside that garage, so. Look at this beauty. Look at that. The scissor doors. Perfect lights. The you know what? I don't think so. That's a really expensive car, by the way. Whosoever gets that, I think so. I should get one in the game at least. I can enjoy the luxury of driving that beauty in the game. Right now, I can't do that in real life, but. Let's see. You know what? Anything can happen in the near future. Meanwhile, Grim Sogak goes down instantly, and the kill got confirmed by Opex. It seems like Opex is the worst enemy for Team Grim, so they have to be careful though.
Well, they certainly have to be careful, but a close combat fight is erupting between BTS Mafias and for Fabulous 4 Esports, where Fabulous 4, they have the numbers advantage, but nobody X has been taken down. That means there is a need to revive a fallen teammate if you want to win this fight. And with those vehicles, Sujan is trying to distract the players of BTS Mafia, and let's see what's going to happen as BTS Mafia, they're inside the shelter cave, and Fabulous 4, are they running away? Are they shying away from this fight? I think so, because Blue Zone is also coming in. They have only few seconds left, and this is the moment. Revive your teammate, revive your player, and then move inside the safety net of the circle. The play zone comes in, and well, the player of Fabulous 4 has been taken down by play zone. And the other side, Unknown also finds a knock onto Love of Grim Esports. Kiton also goes down. So many fights are happening around. So many players are being taken down, and 4UI also chimes in, takes one of the player down. Let's see if they can get the confirmation also.
Let's see if they can get that confirmation. The revival is going to be important, but oh, here goes your cover, dude. You had a very good temporary cover, but it just goes out. GNP Esports, Keaton really need a revive, but will you able to get that? No, Shadow goes down too now. It just all comes down to these two players, Shaheen and Hazara. They need to do something. They need to get this revive, and they need to get every single player back on their feet. Shaheen plays a major role here, and okay, Flex, that's a really awkward way to get Flex, and they just secured him. So Flex basically got knocked out by fall damage, but he got picked off by a different player. And now way Ronin, Team ART, they got sandwiched between two teams. And GRP, the players are still down. Shadow is the only player survivor. Meanwhile, Ultra Instincts goes out. They got eliminated. They faced an elimination. And GNP Esports also goes out from the lobby.
Well, certainly things are happening different. Look at that. RGC Opex also standing with only one man.
Yep. There's only one man left in Opex. I think so. Naeem can still do some things, right? 13 teams are there, so he can get at least 2 to 4 points, 2 to 4 placement points. They already have 4 kill points, so they can work around that. But if they get some more, that would be good. However, Naeem is ready for the fight. Naeem is ready for the battle. Naeem is ready for the aggression. He lobbed a molly, an early molly, to at least, you know, get something out of it. And that was the wrong move, my man. That was the wrong move. Took a lot of damage. Naeem also falls down to 50% of his HP. 1v3 situation. And again, Opex player was in a 1v3 position. He took one down, but at the end he got rid of an Exo. Look at that. 5% HP remaining. He's 33 meters away from the circle, but they need to get this watched out in their favor. Sky with an amazing grenade. Knocked out one, and next just gonna confirm the pick of Ash. Finally they secured one kill. Rashat lobbed a rebound grenade, but okay, he cancelled that. I thought he's just gonna lob that one. He's waiting. Why he's waiting for so long? He gave them a chance. He gave them a chance to live. And that molly, you are done, dude. Rush. Oh, what was that? He survived that? No, it's not possible. How is it even possible, Shadow?
Well, he definitely survived that, and a smart gameplay is coming from the last player of BTS Mafia. Rasha, the way he is avoiding those grenades, the way he's waiting for the players, the way he's micromanaging the resources is impressive. But on the other side, eliminate Crew. Sky, well, with that info 16, he's already looking in the direction of OMGUN Esports over there. One-man army. Let's see if he can find few good knocks or not, because yes, they are out there in the open, and OMGUN, one-man army, they are way too spread out. But Rasha, well, grenades are still coming in his direction, but somehow some miracle is still saving him from all those throwables. The molotovs, the grenades, somehow is still surviving. But on the other side, Fabulous for Tiger and Retaliation X also players are hitting the ground, and now the story is over. BTS Mafia, last man, he survived way too long, but now he bids bye-bye at 10th spot.
You can escape from every single throwable, but you can't get away of the spray of snakes. 17 on the other side, 7 sins on the other side. The team who got picked by Shadow before this match started. got eliminated, Shadow. So we can say something, or we just continue with the game. You know what?
Let's just continue.
Yeah, I can feel the pain. You know what? Pakistan region teams goes out, so the team and the region fans too, they might fill out on side. Team eliminated is looking unstoppable. 2 minutes ago they had only 1 kill, but now they are ruling the chart with 4. Sky has another responsibility to revive his teammates and get back him on his feet. Mr. Ravi with another confirmation. Penma goes out, Meras goes down. A lot of fights are panning out, but look at that. Illuminate with very good angle. They are on the edge of the circle. They have good control of the circle too, but they need to convert this area. They need to convert this position. Might finish. They know that someone is there in front of them, but don't even know how many players are there. So that's a thin guess, thin line. They need to survive and they need to work on that. Meanwhile, KS, okay, so now that's a plus point. They got eliminated on the 6th position, which is not that good, but still, that's a huge leap for them. So I'm happy for them, Shadow.
Well, we all are happy for them. 5 teams, 18 players are still remaining, and Illuminate crew, yes, definitely they impressed me in the map of Miramar itself, the way they were playing, and this time also they were are playing very smartly. They have the ridges to work around with. They have all the angles in their favor. The way one-man army players are making their open, are getting punished, and Viper, he takes on not just 2 players over there from one-man army, but from the back line, some other team comes in, and I think it is Fabulous 4 that takes Viper down over there, and now Revival must come in. If Illuminate crew needs to come on the top, wants to get the chicken dinner, Revives must come in, but Sky also bids bye-bye to his teammate, leaving Sushant all by himself.
He's on his own, Shushan. He needs to do something. He had invested all the Molotovs, all the smokes he had in his backpack. A small ridge between him and his death. How he can survive. For how long he can survive in this awkward and deadly situation. That's the biggest question. On the other side, Zio, from a different angle, takes down 1 player. He's waiting for the confirmation. Shushan again received a lot of damage. Now he just balled back off. Just got away. 20% left in the backpack. Avi's skill has been confirmed, and Sushant receives 17 more, and he's done. 1 headshot, and you're down. Eliminate crew. Finally faced an elimination, Shadow.
Well, they faced elimination, but they have defeat points to work around with. They have placement points. I think impressive gameplay again coming from the side of Illuminate crew. Consistency coming in, but KYODAI, this team, their domination is not stopping at all. 9 defeat points. They have the height advantage, and from this position, they are just raining death and destruction every single where, taking down the players of Fabulous 4. Tycoon has already been taken down, and the minute the players are going to expose themselves, KYODAI, they are placed perfectly to punish every single player, every single opponent in the lobby, and this is a game to lose. But I don't want to jinx anything or curse, go for the caster's curse, but yes, KYODAI, they are looking very confident in this situation.
Yeah, they certainly are. They certainly are looking very confident, and I think so. You know what? I had mentioned this one thing, and I'm just gonna mention it again. They have been consistent. They are always in top 3, and that's why they were in the 2nd position, the overall ranking after Retaliation X. They might steal that position from them, and it seems like they will. They will. 1 player got knocked out. They replied with a finish. So that's what you need to do. 10 eliminations. The highest we saw today was 16. I don't think so they can exceed that because there's only 4 players left. They can get 14. Max to max 14, and that's it. But it's still humongous. It's still huge. On the other side, look at that. Fabulous 4 with 8 kill points for themselves. Top 3 inside the circle. They need to check their backlines. In fact, the Nepali Lions need to check their backlines, but Kozo goes down. He thought he can escape, but no way, dude. You can't get away. Kronos and Zordi in a very beautiful dip, hiding and praying that he can survive for a bit long so they can collect some more points. final moments of the game. This is the third game, ladies and gentlemen, of the day. And after this, we'll witness KYODAI might topple down Retaliation X from the top position of overall ranking if they could continue this amount of aggression. If they're gonna continue this amount of strategic play. Cyrus waiting for the perfect opportunity, and they're still waiting for the 7th circle to close.
I think Nepali Lions are playing perfectly. They went silent the minute they realized the circle is in their favor, but that also led to KYODAI move inside the safety of the circle, come down hill also. Now they're getting punished because Nepali Lions, look at that, they are basically pinned down in that dip area, and the grenade comes in, takes Zordi down, and now it's the chicken dinner for the players of KYODAI as Zoya with that UMP 45 and teammate is hunting for the last player of Nepali Lions, and with that, KYODAI gets a winner chicken dinner for themselves, which they missed in the very first game, gets in the third game.
Yeah, finally, they finally secured a chicken. 29 points on board, and look at that overall ranking. Number one KYODAI finally, after waiting for so long, to secure the first position. 2,815 damage, 29 total points, 14 eliminations. That's you know what? That's really impressive. They've been trying really hard to get chicken dinner in the start of the game, and okay, if I'm not wrong, there's another region. This is the third different region, Shadow. We saw chicken dinner.
But definitely it is the Nepali region's domination that is going on. They're getting so many winner chicken dinner for themselves. But KYODAI, they are consistent. I have to say, this particular team, they are consistent from the very first game. First game also we saw KYODAI coming very close to it. Second, Miramar also, yes, they were not in the top 2 or top 3, but a very good performance was coming from their side. Yes, they were outnumbered. The blue was coming in the map of Miramar, yet they delivered a good performance in Miramar also. So yes, KYODAI is definitely one of the strongest team in the lobby, and definitely from the Nepal region. They have impressed. They have got a winner chicken dinner for themselves. Now I want to see what they are going to do in the next game.
Yeah, what they need to offer, right? What they have to offer for us and PUBG Cons too, and that's what we are looking forward to. But ladies and gentlemen, before that, let's take a look at the MVP of the game, of the third game of the day, and it was Erangel, and it is none other than Zeo from KYODAI. 5 elimination after 4 knocks. It means 125% conversion from 4 knocks. Oh, look at the damage ridiculously huge. Well, 65 from that one lad. Survival time is 26 minutes 16 seconds, and that's really good. But you know what, Shadow? One thing I just want to mention, and that is the way Retaliation X played. I'm not happy with that. You know, I really wanted to see them in the top 3 because it was just a 2 points difference between them and KYODAI, and now KYODAI most probably, you know, exceeded that minimum threshold, that 2 points minimum threshold, to most probably 14 points. 8 to 14 is going to be the final number, and it's huge.
Well, it is huge, but now let's first look at the top players of the game. Which top 4 players were there who were dominating the lobby along with Zeo of KYODAI? It is going to be his own teammate, Jinox. Well, this guy delivered very good spray transition in the very first Erangel. He impressed me. He was the first player to impress me in this PMCO. 5 elimination to his name, and then we have Tycoon from Fabulous 4 Esports. Well, Fabulous 4 were also playing pretty good. It's just that they were on the lower ground. The circle was not in their favor, and KYODAI, they had the height advantage. That is where Fabulous 4 started falling apart, but still they came on the 3rd spot. Nothing to complain about at all.
True. You know what? RGC Opex. I thought they might finish in the top 3, but again, it was quite difficult for them. But okay, so here's a twist. Cyrus with 4 kills and Taishin with 5 kills too. So Fabulous 4 is also doing a great job. They're playing decent. They've been collecting like 10 to 12 points on an average from every single map. So yeah, it's a good game from their side too. Genos with 5 elimination too. So KYODAI is always fabulous in every single game, but fabulous for stepping up, and RGC Opex is also stepping up. It's a good sign for them and it's a good sign for other regions too. But ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at the match summary of this game. We had 59 elimination, only 16 knocks. Total healing is pretty less. Like we used to see 10,000, 9,000. It's only 69,028. Only one airdrop looted, and that's it. No vehicle elimination. I'm sad now.
Well, vehicle elimination, we are being a little greedy. It's not so easy to go for those vehicle elimination. We already saw 2 vehicle elimination, and this game was entirely crazy the way it started. Players were going for this vehicle elimination when third party started happening. So it was pretty unfortunate for a few of the teams over there, especially one of the team that lost 2 of the players in the start. So yes, but now let's have a look at the match ranking. Which team is in top? KYODAI definitely on the top with the 15 placement points and 14 elimination, total 29 points. Nepali Lions Esports, this time they delivered a very impressive performance, coming on the second spot with total of 20 points.
Yeah, pretty huge, right? Pretty huge. If Nepali Lions will be able to do this again, and if they can, deliver it one more time, they might secure a good position in the overall ranking. KSX, I was looking forward to this team because you know what, the last 2 games weren't that perfect. They secured, I think, only 1 point from those 2 matches, and now they have 6 total points. So yeah, it's good. It's good for them. OMGUN Esports and One Man Army again being consistent, 5 to 6 points on an average. It's still decent, but let's take a look at the second page of the match ranking.
And yes, this time we have the Australian team, that is GNP Esports, on the 16th spot with 0 points. Grim Gaming Esports, well, they came on the top in Miramar, but in the very next game they come on the 15th spot with only 1 point to their name. Consistency is something that Grim Gaming Esports need to work on, but Seven Sins again on the 13th spot. BTS Mafia again failed to make a major impact, this time coming on the second page of the overall leaderboard. So let's see if BTS Mafia can replicate the same performance which they delivered in the very first game. But now I want to ask you a tough question also, Shivansh.
Okay.
Wait, prediction.
Just give me a minute. Yeah, I'm ready now.
Gen Z. I have to say Gen Z, you Gen Z people. Okay, I'll ask you the question after that, but let's have a look at the damage graph right now. It was all about KYODAI dishing out the majority of the damage along with Nepal Lions and Fabulous 4 and I8. I8 is definitely a very impressive team from their region, Nepal region. I am very sure in this particular day, I think they should go for a big win, which they're trying to do. So I think they will get it also. But this time it was all about KYODAI, 2815 damage.
It's really huge, like 2000. If you're achieving 2816, 15 damage, it's impressive. But let's take a look at the overall ranking, because that's what we are waiting for. KYODAI at the first position with 64 total points. I was expecting 18 to 20. In fact, 14 to 18 points, but it's a huge lead. There's a huge difference between KYODAI and Retaliation X, so I don't think so that they can cover it pretty easily. But RGC Opex still on the 3rd position. Eliminate Crew, look at that, slowly and steadily crawling in, moving in into the top 3, just 6 points far away from where Opex is. Fabulous 4 also with a 4th position jump, secure 30 total points. Grim Gaming Esports just falls down onto the 6th position, but for now they're still safe.
Well, they are safe, but in a single game, Nepal Line Esports, they have taken a jump of 5 points, and Fabulous 4 Esports also, they have taken a jump of 4 points. So that means anything can happen. If you dominate in a single game, still there is a chance that you can come from the 2nd page to the 1st page of the overall ranking. But 7AKS, their misery is not going to end. They are still sitting on the 15th spot. They need to do major work or deliver an impactful performance if they want to come in top 5. CMF IPG sitting on the 16th with only 4 points. One Man Army, yes, this time One Man Army, I noticed they were playing as a unit. That is where they delivered a good performance. 2-point jump in the overall ranking, sitting on the 12th spot with 10 points. So One Man Army, if in the next game again they play as a team, I think they can deliver a good performance.
Definitely they can do that, right? It's going to be an easy job if every single player works together. So Shadow, I think so you're going to ask me a question, right? You were telling me that you have a difficult question for me. So yeah, I'm ready now.
Not a difficult question. I just want you to pick a team.
Oh, okay.
The old prediction game. Pick a team.
Eliminate X, obviously. They're playing good. They're being consistent. So I'll opt for Eliminate X because I can see they have the firepower, they have the gunpower, and the synergy is on point. But they just need one little push in the early stages of the map, and they can easily just gonna carry on forward that till the end.
On this, I have to agree. Illuminate Crew, the desk is rooting for you guys. We both want you to get a winner chicken dinner for yourself and of your team. Yes, we want to see it. The caliber you are talking about, the skills, they have showcased it. That they can go for that big victory. They can dominate the lobby, which they're trying to do so also. They're grabbing good defeat points. It's just that one winner chicken dinner. That is what they are lacking. So let's see. Maybe in the next game, they can go for it.
Yeah, they certainly can, but now we have the schedule, and now we have my favorite map, and it's none other than Sanhok. It's time for the Sanhok action, it's time for some boot camp action, and let's see which team will get second in this one. We are rooting for Eliminate X, and if any another team will get it, I can say it's going to be 7 Sins. I think so. They were looking good. They had a really good start. In fact, they were doing a great job. The rotations were on point. Plus, I think so. There's only one problem, and that is they lost 2 players while they were moving inside the core of the circle. And I think so that was not a good decision. They need to stay in the edge of the safe zone so they can survive for a bit long.
Well, they ought to survive, but like you said, your favorite game, your favorite map, Sanhok, is going to come this time. And what's your favorite drop location, Shivansh?
As I told you, right, boot camp. Always boot camp.
We all
do
love
or
boot
die.
camp fights.
Just do or die. That's the only thing you can get. And the secondary is Paradise Resort because it's a beautiful place.
Yep, it is. It is a beautiful map, in fact.
Yeah, it certainly
Sanhok
is.
itself is so beautiful.
But you know what?
The only
I don't like the
problem is
vehicles.
the snakes.
Yeah, the snakes and the vehicles too. I don't like the vehicles there.
Yeah.
They're slow. They're weird. I don't know why they are there. I would prefer a bike instead. In fact, a cycle instead of a truck, instead of a Ronnie truck, a scooter. But you know what? It is what it is.
You don't need vehicle. You just need a ghillie suit. And
Yeah,
just crawl your way inside the circle and
Stake every
just
single down. Just
eat your enemies.
eat your enemies. That's what you can do, right? Or became like unknown. You know what?
Yeah.
Every single player knew. In fact, all the 3 players knew that where he was. Despite of that fact, he still take every single man down in that situation. So let's see what's just gonna happen in the Sanhok map.
Let's see what's going to happen in the map of Sanhok as the plane has already taken a flight path and the plane trajectory is going from the side of Khao towards Tampang. But it's a 4x4 map. That means you can drop in, para-drop in your favorite drop location. There is not going to be much difficulty. You don't have to resort to those vehicles which Shivansh hates. And now I have a new co-caster with me. That is going to be Neeraj. Neeraj, how are you feeling, man? Well, Neeraj is coming. I'll ask him how he is feeling because I saw him. He was watching few of the games from the sidelines, what he's thinking of the teams. But bootcamp, Shivan's favorite drop location. This time the action is going to miss out because we have only one team that is present over there. That means no early fight, no early casualty, at least not in bootcamp, not in Paradise Resort, but somewhere else, towards Han or maybe that can happen. But like I said, we have a new caster. We have a new co-caster, Neeraj. How are you feeling, man?
Damn, I feel kind of weird. New caster? Damn, that's not a
new caster,
win.
I'm sorry. my new co-caster. My new co-caster.
Damn. Yeah, you're
sorry.
I'm just messing
Oh my
around.
god.
Yeah, we are already off to a great action over here, though. Some early game action. This is what Sanhok's known for, and we're already seeing that on our hands. Now, first of all, of course, DBS is going to be the way to go inside the map of Sanhok. We've seen this weapon utilized even inside the PMPL in the past, and I'm not really surprised that the players are instantly opting out for the DBS.
Well, players are opting for DBS. When you drop in bootcamp, whatever weapon you get your hands on, you pick it up, and that is what happened. And DBS never failed to impress you because one shot and the enemy is dead.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what I call it, the one-pump gun.
Yep.
But for now, I mean, of course, boot camp, it does seem like it is sort of neutralized, but again, there are, of course, going to be those rats, those solo survivor who are trying to keep their position anonymous, but TBS is not going to let that happen. Oh, the floor's lava, and he's catching a lot of damage with that one, but he still puts the final nail in the coffin, and that's going to be it. Gorkhali Warriors take an early exit from this game.
Well, certainly they have taken an early exit in this particular one, but on the other side, KYODAI is also picking up a fight, and Pakistan region Kafan, 7S Kafan has been taken down, and KYODAI, this team, Neeraj, I have to tell you, they are dominating the lobby. They just got a big win for themselves. The very first game, they missed it, now they got it, and nothing is going to stop them from the aggression, and looks like they are already going for it.
Exactly, aggression is what you really do need if you're kind of lacking behind in the points. Now again, keep this thing in mind, the competition is not going to be there for a long time. You really have lots of momentum's going to matter quite a lot. 7 seed! Again, 7 since Hassan finds the opening. This might just be the biggest one so far. The opening might just crack them a little bit. This is where it's going to be a real test if the enemy is going to fall down to the pressure or not. Nade's going to miss. Hassan not really exactly on the point. Tosses in the nade. Hassan taken down quite low, but he's also managed to hold the enemy off at bay, at least for now.
He needs to buy some more time as his teammates might come and chime in and help him out in this difficult situation. He needs to buy more time for himself and his teammate if he wants to survive in this situation, and he's perfectly doing so, keeping the players of KYODAI busy, but he goes down as Cyrus with a vector chimes in, and he has been taken down. There is no chance of a revival as a confirmation will come in from Summer.
I mean, KYODAI is one of those teams that is having a fantastic day so far. They're all the way on the top as well. They're running away with the lead, and KYODAI, they're already off to a great start. Again, there has been a casualty. This might just affect them in the future run, considering this is the map of Sanhok, and I heard you guys were having a conversation about the snakes and stuff. And yeah, in this map, you will find a lot of snakes, that's for sure. So you always got to keep your eyes open. Always got to have someone watching your 6 too, because this is somewhere. This is a map where you are going to be engaged in a lot of third parties. 7 cents for now. They have managed to sort of get them in a deadlock, but this is not going to be exactly the deadlock. It's quite easy for them to try and break through. KYODAI, they have all the momentum currently favoring themselves. And as I said, you don't really have a lot of games in your hand. There's not going to be a lot of opportunities for you to try and retaliate back. So the room for error is so low.
KYODAI, they are running high on confidence, yes, but the way Team 7 Sins, they are way too spread out. They are way too just disjointed. Look at the position of Jagga. If anyhow Jagga gets taken down, the numbers are already not in the favor of 7 Sins. That means KYODAI will lead in this fight. They will dominate in this fight, and 7 Sins might face an elimination, an early elimination, which they are not looking for, because in the overall ranking also, 7 Sins, they are not in the top 5.
7 Sins, of course, this fight's going to matter quite a lot, and they're against the Juggernauts. KYODAI, everything in their favor so far, even the confidence. Even if they lose out in this game, it's not going to be affecting their run inside this PMCO that much. So KYODAI, they are currently sitting inside quite a comfort level. They can afford to take risks, that's for sure, because of the cushion they have gathered. Chief over here, OG, from the side of 7 Sins, and look at this penguin. It's quite cute.
It is cute. Even the outfit also, the skin.
Damn.
This guy has definitely invested some moolah in the game.
I mean, this point, if you're a pro player, every single player has those type of skins. But I've also seen some pro players, you know, just running around naked. That can be quite useful too. But again, speaking of skins, some skins are those type of skins too, where you do get easily spotted. So you always got to be picky with those ones, which ones you bind, which ones you're not bind. So those matter quite a lot too sometimes, but for now this penguin's quite entertaining because it's a little stalemate situation, so we're not going to see action happen for a decent amount of time, considering both these teams are not really down to take a lot of risk. And even as you mentioned, 7 Sins, they're not doing too fantastic in the overall rankings. They're currently sitting on 11th spot with I mean, of course, only 12 points. That's not a great start, considering 3 games have already passed by.
Well, you know one thing about penguins, the moment they find their mate, they never leave them. This is what I read early morning, and looks like this penguin has definitely found his mate. But on the other side, Mr. Avi comes in and takes Summer down from the side of KYODAI. But it's Jagga who's going to get the confirmation and one defeat point for his team. 7 cents. Well, they are opening things and damage. Well, KYODAI, they are taking the damage.
Oh, the third party that I was speaking about, LNN, doing exactly that. A big third party coming in, 7 cents. Now OG. 2 players of 7 cents are into a complete deadlock. They have at least managed to find a little bit of trades over here, but again, Nepali Lions, they're not going to let those trades come through. Kafan is knocked out. OG's all by himself in that shack. The nade's cooked up to perfection. Might just blast right in his face, and that's what exactly happens. Zordy, what a perfect nade inside the shack. No chance for him to fight back. Jukka's going to be the last man alive, and he's running for his life.
Well, he better run because he's the last man standing. He has 3 defeat points. The placement points is something he need right now, and that is what he's trying to go for, trying to do. But getting placement points in Sanhok is not so easy. It's a small map. So many rotations are coming in. It's impossible to hide in a map like Sanhok, especially when you have to travel so much distance. But all the teams are around the quarry area, around the center of the circle. That means teams are already favoring or playing with the circle.
Speak about playing with the circle, the fight still continues between LNN and KYODAI. As I said, KYODAI is currently sitting inside a big comfort level. Every single team that will try to challenge a fight against them, they will be, of course, playing with a lot of risk. On the other hand, KYODAI can afford to take that risk. Also, you do see a big clutter of teams now starting to accumulate near Quarry. GNP that found themselves in a great spot, at least so far, but not in a great spot in the overall rankings, considering they're on the 14th right now. NLN really are looking to take this fight against the players of KYODAI. They want to bring it home. They want to take these 2 players down, but it's not going to be an easy piece of cake, that's for sure. KYODAI will try to fight back as strong as possible. Now they're definitely in a deadlock inside this little house. Both the players just isolated in there. Nothing can be done. These are the last 2 players, last 2 survivors. The nade's tossed in. Will dish out a decent amount of damage, but not enough to get the knockout.
Well, yes, the knockout is not there, but Cyrus has been brought down to 10 HP over there, and this grenade can be deadly. And looks like he's going to find a knock this time with that Molotov, I believe, but no, he's not going to be lucky this time as well. But Zorde with that UMP-45 is already looking to barge into the compound and take down KYODAI players. But look at that, Cyrus is having the big weapon. That is the DBS. One shot, and the players can be taken down.
Cyrus! Still somehow, he is just alive, but the DPS strikes in as Mr. Avi goes down. That's a big shot, a big knockout from the side of Cyrus, but he's not going to be able to stay alive for any long. NLN will put the final nail, and that's going to be it for that one. KYODAI out from this game quite early, but as I said, they do have a nice cushion to play with. They can afford to go down.
Well, they can't afford to go down, but 4 defeat points are already in the hands of Nepal Lions. KYODAI, I don't think much damage has been done to their side because they're already looking very comfortable in the overall ranking. But Nepal Esports, Nepali Lion Esports, they needed those points, the defeat points, the placement points. They need those points, and they're already getting it. That also makes a statement that not intimidated by any of the team, even if it is the most dominating team in the lobby, they're not intimidated by them. But now we have an airdrop in Kampong, but I don't think any team is going for it.
Airdrop 2, it's going to be the AUG. Of course, with a couple of upgrades if the teams do want to go for it. Fabulous 4 Esports. I love the name, Fabulous 4. It reminds me of Fantastic Four. Have you ever seen that movie? There was also a game
I haven't seen the movie, but I have heard the name.
It's a fantastic game, that's for sure. I haven't seen the movie myself as well, but I've played the game Fantastic Four. It's just pretty amazing. But again, if you do speak about other teams in general over here, Fabulous Four at least, they've found themselves in a good spot for now. Don't exactly know where they're located in the circle, but I'm pretty sure they should be in a decent spot, kind of near the southern side as well. So Fabulous 4. I don't think so there's going to be any type of threat, at least for now. They're quite sort of in a social distancing from all the other team, and they can just they can just afford to stay here for a decent amount of time.
The pandemic is kind of over, right? But still we are maintaining social distancing.
I mean, it is over, but again, is COVID gone? No, it's still there. So it's better for you to maintain social distancing and still follow all the protocols, right?
Especially in Sanhok.
Especially
You won't
in
get
Sanhok.
COVID, but you can get that snake, or you can get a elimination, early elimination, which you don't want. You have to make sure that the
Yeah.
enemies are always kept at bay. That's why you have to stay a little far away. But Grim Gaming Esports looks like they have spotted on the
Yeah.
players of BTS Mafia.
Grim Gaming Esports again, still just scouting out the surroundings. If you speak about this team so far, I mean, they are on the first half of the board, so that's going to be good news for them. They're on the 6th spot. Not a bad start, of course. 3 games are already done. You still have 2 more to go, counting this one in. Airdrop these 3s on the board as well. It's going to be the AUG again with the upgrades. AUG is not really a weapon that the players would risk their lives for, but again, they don't know what weapon is inside the crate. But usually, considering this is the PMCO, and there's going to be a lot of new faces, there's always going to be those type of jitters. And when you do speak about the jitters, the players are going to be nervous as well to go out of their hands, to leave their comfort zone and go for some extraordinary play, for example, to try and get those airdrops. So I don't think so the players want to take that extra risk.
Well, certainly you don't want to get the take the extra risk, because the airdrop definitely grabs the attention of all the teams that are nearby proximity. They just keep a close eye on the airdrop if any of the player comes and grabs those level 3 armor. But right now in Quarry, we have a stalemate situation. 3 teams holding adjacent compounds, not firing any bullet, not moving a muscle, just waiting for the circle, and the circle is going to shift in a matter of 10 seconds. So let's see where the next circle is going to form. But Grim Gaming Esports, they still have their eyes onto the players of BTS Mafia.
Grim Gaming, I mean, yeah, they do have the opponent just locked in their sights. But again, players are really not willing to take these early game fights, right? As I said, it is the PMCO. There's going to be a lot of new faces, teams. They want to make sure they are getting up in the competition as well. They want to go on a bigger stage. And for some of these teams, this is going to be the biggest stage they've ever performed on. So you guys need to realize how much pressure and how much jitters they're going to be having inside the grand finals. And these are the grand finals. As I said, you don't really have a lot of days and a lot of games to play around with. So the room for error is going to be quite minimal.
Well, certainly, because you only have 10 games, 3 of them are already over. We are into the 4th game. The number of games are reducing, so you have to make sure that jittery gameplays are not there. But from the northern side, a team that is making a rotation is 7K. 7KS, first 2 games, they were placed on the 16th spot. 3rd game, they started showcasing good performance, but still they need to grab too many points if they want to see themselves on the very first page of the overall ranking. And right now, 2 teams can gatekeep. One of them is a very strong team, which me and Shivansh are hoping and rooting for. That is Illuminate Crew, I8. Well, you better not fire in their direction, because I8, they are a very confident team.
Speak about I8 and airdrop 3 as well. It's on there. AUG, man. It's just the AUG day today on the map Sanhok. But Grim Gaming, on top of that hill, quite spread out. Looking pretty confident in their approach inside this game. OPX might just be the surpriser over here. They might just surprise them with some astonishing play. But Grim Gaming, they're quite known that the OPX is right in front. So they would not step out of their comfort zone for now. A lot of stalemate situations. Imagine if the circle shifts away, if it takes a drastic shift away from these teams, it's going to catch some of these players off guard, that's for sure, but it's going to be an absolute bloodshed.
Well, I agree to that. That is certainly going to happen. But in the previous 3 games, we are not seeing any major drastic hard shift from the side, from the circle. But on the other side, one-man army, they are opening things up as they found 1 knock. Let's see if they can find a confirmation as well. And 7K, as their misery is not gonna end at all, as they lost one of the player. But Jagga also found 1 defeat.
Speak about the elimination point found. They really do want to convert it into an elimination, but again, one-man army. not going to be able to do so. Another player goes down. This is not a great use. Domino effect. One goes down. The chain reaction follows up. The second one goes down as well, but at least the res is instantly there. Mera still on top of the hill. A little bit unreachable from Snakes. He's trying to really pack himself up and then maybe try and make it towards Mera's, but again, the res definitely isn't impossible, but it's going to take a while, and that's what they've realized too. Trying to fire in the blind, not able to find the connections. One-man army, they will have to let this one go, let this one slide. Yeah, the res is going to come through, but again, the wall of death is not going to have any sort of mercy. It's going to keep on chipping away the damage. And these players, KSX, I mean, this is an old organization. I've known this org since a long time now in the past. As I said, there's going to be some known names, there's going to be some unknown names. So, yeah, for the unknown names, there's going to be a little bit more jitters compared to the other players who have been here, who have experienced this heat. But for the teams that haven't been over here, things are going to be quite tough for them. And that's what we're seeing. Illuminate I8, which is, of course, Woofy's on top of this hill. Again, I just love the fact that these teams are not just tunnel visioning on that one single direction. They're always keeping a watch on their 6.
Well, certainly you need to watch your 6 because enemy can come from the backlines any minute. But Retaliation X, they are also looking for a few good confirmation points, but trades are also coming in as they are engaging in a fight with the players of CMF IPG. CMF IPG, they are sitting on the 15th spot right now, and they have managed to eliminate the top team, that is Retaliation X, on the 14th spot. So this is something I didn't expect at all, but this is definitely going to give a very good confidence boost to the players of team CMF IPG, as they have got 4 defeat points for themselves, and so are the players of GNP Esports, Grim Gaming Esports. Well, they are trying to move inside the circle, but they have to pick this fight. They have to pick the fight with the players of Opex over there, and Opex, well, they have a hard compound for themselves.
But Opex unknown is just found all by himself inside this compound between a pack of soldiers. Next impossible to escape this one, but the cavalry's there too. Might just be a little late, but not due. The cavalry was there not exactly on the time. They did find themselves in a bit of a pickly situation here. To get out of this one's going to be quite tough. Naeem still there, realizes that's the final player in front of him, and he doesn't even have a good cover behind that thin tree. How can he manage to pull this one off? One-on-one situation in which the player's just trapped behind that one. And now it's finally going to move out, realizes he doesn't have much to lose here. And Grim Gaming Esports will be eliminated from the game on 13th spot. Oh boy, as I said, they are doing pretty okay in the overall rankings, but could have done better if they had this game in their hands. But the push that was made from the side of Grim Gaming wasn't too good.
Well, certainly, but Grim Gaming Esports, they impressed me in Miramar, but after that they are not able to find their foot either in Erangel or Sanhok, but Sanhok is definitely becoming the game changer for so many teams. All the top teams are facing an early elimination. It is as Sanhok is always unpredictable. Retaliation X getting an early elimination, Grim Gaming Esports getting an early elimination. So let's see what's going to happen. And on the other side, we have GNP going up against the players of team now NLN, and looks like CMF are also doing a third party in this situation.
Yeah, Ultra Instinct were there too. Again, as I said, it's the map of Sanhok. Every single team will have some cross eyes on each other. Third parties are expected in this type of late game situation, considering you still have 12 teams alive. Definitely a lot of teams alive in this type of a circle, but as you do see, OMGUN has already found a knockout in the front. But CMF, are they going to crack under the pressure? That's my question. The buggy was parked in the open. The buggy's going to get blown up too. That means there's no way out of that spot. They might just be in a little bit of deadlock here. It might just be a trap behind that rock. Considering the wall of death is moving from the back as well, they need to make it inside the circle. They need to expose themselves. But this is where they'll need to try and utilize some smoke grenades if they do have some.
Well, they do have few smokes, but right now their entire focus is on the plus of CMF. Least they know there is a team also in the close proximity, that is Fabulous 4 and RGC Opex. Well, Fantastic has been taken down and they're fighting with the time. They're fighting with the wall of death, as you call it, fighting with the blue, and BTS Mafia on the other side. They are also trying to move inside the circle from the eastern side, and one-man army are placed perfectly to stop them in the tracks, but other team also gets an elimination. OMGUN Esports also face an elimination with 0 defeat points. That means we have 19, 31 players remaining, and GNP, the Australian team this time, they are dominating as they are grabbing so many defeat points for themselves.
Speaking about the defeat points, BTS on their way inside the circle, they have already lost out on one of their players, which is completely fine. They have made it to quite a late game situation. Top 9 is where they at right now. And look at GNP, they have such a prime positioning inside this one, the only compound that's available in this circle, and GNP has the control over it. They can just stay there for a decent amount of time as soon as the circle moves away. That's when they can try to fall back, but there's a big push coming against the players of BTS. Oh, the circle really pushed them outside their comfort zone. Rocky's gonna be last man alive in the blue, going for a med strat, trying to survive for as long as possible. Is playing for those placement points, but Fabulous 4 Esports from the back lines will take a big advantage of that fight. Fabulous 4 didn't really get a lot of elimination points, but were able to find one knockout. And still no conversion in that knockout too. So again, third parties, as I said, expected, and that's what's happening. And Fabulous 4, they're making sure they're taking full advantage of these fights.
Well, certainly they are dominating from the southern side. On the northern side, like you mentioned, we have GNP Esports. Let's see which team is going to come on the top. As Nishan from Fabulous 4 also gets one more defeat point onto the players of CMF. CMF this time they are trying to come on the top. They have good defeat points, good performance coming from their side. But GNP now they are fighting against Eliminate Blue, and the players, well, they don't have too much real estate to work around with. The last player with that BTS eliminated at 7th position.
Think about getting eliminated. And now you only have 5 teams alive. Look at GNP. Oh, he had the DPS. Oh, you don't want to go up against DPS just like that, head first, and he gets clapped. Player taken down, and GNP, as I said, they had the prime positioning, the prime compound in that situation, but unfortunately, the circle shifts away from that one. Instantly, you see the players repositioning themselves and trying to get in the circle. Whichever team has a better control of the circle will, of course, win this one, but unfortunately, Fabulous 4 Esports, they're being held off the bay. They're not even getting themselves a fair share amount of that circle. 2 players knocked out. It's all down to the last 2 players. It's going to be nobody, and Sujan V2 definitely in quite a tough situation here. GNP, all the 4 players alive, they are going to now work as a nice, oiled team.
Well, they are certainly sticking together, and GNP, look at that 12 defeat points. Like you also mentioned, they are sticking as a team and raining death and destruction everywhere, taking down Sujan also from the side of Fabulous 4. Let's see if we can get the confirmation also, because Fabulous 4, last player, is standing right in front of GNP players, and see what he can do in this situation. 1v4 situation, I think it's way too much for him, especially when the blue is also coming in. And with that, the blue comes in, but it is Keaton that puts the final bullet in the head of the last player, and Team GNP, well, they get a winner, chicken dinner for themselves.
Yeah, GNP really came through victorious in that one. Played that one to perfect as well. But again, you need to question yourself, did they really win? Because the circle was favoring them in that compound. Of course, that did play a big role in that factor too, but the way GNP held that compound is what really needs to be admired here. Yeah, the circle did shift right on top of the compound, but even when the circle shifted away, they took a proactive control of that circle and made sure they're holding the team that was trying to breach inside the circle off the bay, and well, the players just didn't have any chance of making it in. Instantly found 2 knockouts. GNP knew this was their game. They got a little confident, instantly pushed up, and that's what won them that game. 13 elimination points with 28 total, and of course 27-17 damage. A fantastic game from their side.
Well, certainly a fantastic game from the side of GNP Esports. The very first team elimination squad wipe was also from the side of GNP at the start of the day. So yes, GNP showcased they have the caliber, they have the capability to dominate and get a big victory for themselves, which they did in the map of Sanhok. So this is going to definitely boost their morale in the upcoming games also. But yes, good victory. But Fabulous 4 also, Neeraj, they were also playing very good. They were trying to dominate from the southern side.
They indeed were. I mean, Fabulous 4, we did see them trying to take advantage of the fights that were happening in front of them, and they were able to successfully third-party those fights as well. They were able to eliminate the team in front of them, but unfortunately, as I said, Circle shifted away sort of close to the players of GNP, and they took a big advantage of that one. So again, they were able to take the proactive control, stop the players from breaching in, and nothing could be done at that point. SNS 2 players are knocked out. I knew, okay, this is the players, this is the game, this is their game. No one's going to stop them from taking it. Easily took it in their hands too. But again, big teams like KYODAI, who got eliminated right off the bat. Now, I do understand they had a little bit of cushion in their hands, but still, now that cushion is going to be minimized. So KYODAI needs to have a big game in the upcoming one.
Well, they need to have a big game in the upcoming one. Let's see if they can do so, or if some other team is again going to come in, chime in, and dominate. But this time, the stood out player is going to be from the side of GNP Esports with 6 elimination and 1086 damage. Sauron, 313.
Yeah, Sauron, when having that, won the MVP of that previous game. As you said, 6 elimination, 1086 damage. Oh. Man, this player really had a big hand in just securing that one. But again, survival time of 24-10 with 7 knockouts. We saw quite a lot of fights that were really not supposed to go down the way they did, considering a lot of teams tried to rotate quite late inside the circle. Now, again, as I said, this is the PMCO. There's going to be quite a lot of teams who are playing this one for the first time. They haven't experienced this type of a heat ever in the past. For them, this is going to be a new experience. But now, as you do take a look at the top players, and you do see Sauron 313, of course, they're at the first one. Shaheen on the second, 4 elimination. Hazara with 3 eliminations. Then you have Naeem with 4 eliminations. Then you have Dominic with 3. I mean, all these players have done a fantastic job. But look at GNP. They have their 3 players right over there.
Well, definitely we have 3 players from the side of GNP Esports. I think this is a team from Australia, in fact. Then we have RGC Opex, also Naeem again coming in the top players. This is a lad from RGC Opex that is showcasing a very impressive performance. So yes, talking about the top players, a good performance from all these players. But talking about the match summary, we have 56 elimination, 60 knocks, and the longest elimination was 200 meters, but 0 vehicle elimination this time, and no airdrop looted, but we have 2 grenade eliminations also.
2 nade eliminations, 56 elimination in total, 60 knocks. Longest elimination was 200 meters, so that's interesting. When total healing is 50-66. Again, Shadow, another one of those things that I really haven't noticed over here in that previous game was that none of these teams are going for that med strat, and that's something that is really kind of just, you know, kind of catching me in an offbeat over here, because considering this is the PMCO and there's going to be a lot of rookie faces in here, so they are supposed to go for those med strat, try and get as much as advantage possible.
I agree, especially in Sanhok, we tend to expect the players going for the heal battle meta that we always witness when it comes to Sanhok. But it's not Pakistan region. Pakistan region never goes for those heal battles. But yes, if the situation demands, you should go for those 24, 30 medkits in your hands, giving it to one player and hoping for the placement points that you can get from this situation.
Exactly. Match rankings in front of us. Off the match 4, of course, GNP, which was the team who won that chicken dinner. And if I'm not wrong, they instantly just catapult themselves on the 4th spot in the overall ranking. So GNP are now sitting at least good for now. But again, they're not too good. They don't have the cushion to play with, so GNP will need to keep the consistency up. Fabulous 4 Esports, 12 placement points and 7 elimination points. They have gone 19 points in total in their hands, so the consistency is there from the side of Fabulous Esports, but they need to keep the straight line going even in the future games. CMF, IPG with 6 placement points only and 9 elimination. As you do take a look on over to the latter half of the board, and that's where you see teams like BTF MAFIA coming in, KYODAI, a team that got eliminated right off the bat with only 2 eliminations, and of course with only 2 total points. And then you have Grim Gaming Esports, then you have OMGUN, and you have KSX, which we saw for quite a long time, Gorkhali Warriors to Retaliation X. A lot of these teams were able to survive to the late game, but they were not able to get those elimination points in their hands. And that's something that is going to be a big problem for a lot of teams. Now, I do understand there are new names in here, but sometimes if the strats that you're really planning to play, if they're not working out, that's when you need to go out the box. That's when you need to think out the box and try and maybe play a different type of play style and try and maybe implement a new strategy.
Well, you have to go back to the drawing board and need to figure out what is not working for you. But this time, in looking at the damage graph, the entire domination was from the side of GNP Esports. 2717 damage. They were dishing out 13 elimination. On the other side, Fabulous 4, OMA One Man Army also. They were dishing out pretty good damage, but CMF, yes, this is a team that is impressing because they were not having a good performance at all. They were sitting on the 15th spot, and this time they eliminated the top team of the leaderboard, that is Retaliation X, KYODAI, and after that having 9 elimination in their hands. So yes, CMF, although they are on the bottom, but now I want to see how much jump they have taken in the overall ranking, because RGC Opex, right now, they are sitting on the 2nd spot.
They indeed are. And then, as you have Fabulous 4 Esports with the consistency they have showcased, and they've only played 3 matches so far, Shadow. That's just incredible to me. In 3 matches, they're all the way on the 3rd spot. Imagine if they had played all the 4 games. Things could have been a little different. Maybe the 1st spot it would have been in the hands of Fabulous 4. We never know. Anything could have happened. The possibilities are a lot. But again, as you do take a look at the latter half of the board, you have One Man Army taking a decent leap, and then you have CMF IPG taking a massive leap in the overall rankings. Now, keep this in mind too, the overall rankings in general are quite volatile. So even if a good game, even if a decent game you have, that'll just boost yourself up in the overall rankings quite easily. So that is a good thing for a lot of teams, and that is a bad thing as well. Considering it is too sensitive, that means even your position is quite vulnerable.
Well, certainly, I agree to it. Anything can happen. One decent game in your hand, and you can be in the top 5, just like CMF IPG. From 15, they have toppled over so many teams, and now they are sitting on the 10th spot. One more good game, and maybe they can be in the top 5, if not top 5, at least in top 8 position. But looking at the schedule, the first match, Retaliation X, they dominated. They got the big win for themselves later on. It was RGC Opex in Miramar. Again, Erangel, KYODAI, they got the big victory for themselves. And in Sanhok, it was GNP over there.
Last map, Shadow, it's going to be Erangel. Now, again, we're back with the cycle. We're back on Erangel. This is where the true test is going to be. Last game of the day 2. As I said, you don't have a lot of games left, man. And if you want to have a good night's sleep, you got to make sure you get this game in your hands. You got to have a good performance, and at least you find yourself at the top half of the board. Of course, not every single team is going to be able to be in the top half of the board, but they can try. They can give it their best. Some teams are still not able to find themselves over there. Teams like KSX, as I said, it's a known organization from the past, but they're still not able to find that sweet tuning for themselves. But what are your expectations? Last game, what do you think? Which team's going to nail it?
I want I8 eliminate Crew because they are not able to get that big victory. They are showcasing good performance in every single game. All they need is a big victory for themselves. But if I have to ask you, Neeraj, which team impressed you the most in the map of Sanhok?
I would say, look, I do understand GNP had a fantastic game for themselves, but I would still say Fabulous 4. They played that one quite well, considering they didn't even have the circle. They needed to move inside. Yeah, in the end, at the final fight, they kind of choked up, which is okay. As I said, new faces, new talents. It's understandable. This is the highest they've ever been, and considering they've only played 3 games so far, they're still in the top 3. So I would say that is a team that's a force to be reckoned with. So you guys need to watch out from a team like Fabulous 4, because this team is slowly and steadily getting there. They're trying to slip under the radar.
Well, certainly they are. In fact, they are consistent. They are consistent in every single game. Like you also mentioned, they missed one of the game. They have played only 3 matches. Despite the fact playing 3 matches, they are still in the top 3. That means Fabulous 4, they know how to play their cards, and they are doing it perfectly. They are doing everything to the perfection. So maybe in this game, if they get a big victory for themselves, they can topple over the other two teams and come on the top also.
I just love the fact that Fabulous Esports is able to think on their feet instantly. They realized they don't have to circle. They started waiting. They knew the fight's going to erupt in front of them. As soon as the fight erupted, they took a big advantage of that fight. Third party that one, eliminated one team completely, slowly and steadily started moving, eliminated the second team in front of them as well, and then path were completely open. The only team that was in front of them was GNP, but they choked up in that final fight, which is understandable. But then, as you do have the last game of the day, Erangel starting up, ladies and gentlemen. A lot on the line. A lot. Trust me, a lot is on the line over here, considering this is the last game of the day, one of the grand finals of the PMCO South Asia Fall Split.
What's up, Necro? How you doing, my man?
Oh.
So, yeah. There's a change.
Didn't expect that one. Didn't expect that one.
You didn't see that coming, right?
No, I didn't. I thought you were going home.
No, bro. I can't leave you alone, dude. You're my best friend. That's why.
Damn, man. Stop being so cheesy, all right?
You're the greatest man alive, dude.
Okay.
I learned a lot of
All
stuff
right.
from you. So
All right.
yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. This is how you sugarcoat someone, guys. Learn from
No,
this
no.
man.
You can say that too, but you know what? Those were my real feelings, though. But
All right.
problem. Yeah.
All right. All right.
So,
Well,
how are you, by the way?
I'm doing fantastic, man. I'm doing fantastic. Unfortunately, I'm gonna be leaving tomorrow, so I'm not
Yeah,
gonna be
dude.
here for. I'm not gonna be here tomorrow to witness which one of these teams is gonna be victorious, and of course, the winner. But as you do have the circle, oh, Southern Circle. Now I want to find out if it's gonna be a complete Southern Circle towards Military Island, or is it gonna shift a little bit up north and maybe go towards that Ferry Pier Quarry area.
I would love to see a Ferry Pier Quarry circle because again, that is a very interesting area to, you know, due to those ridges and the plateau and the mountain area. It's sometimes really hard to defend that particular area, but let's see what's gonna happen. Quite happy with the Nepali Lions because they always drop out at the military base, and there's not even a single team at the military base to contest that particular location, but another team just opted for the Nova Ripnoid drop, which means only one player is inside the circle. However, he's on the edge, but to be honest, they are safe. So, Necro, as you just told us, right now, basically every single team just focus on looting, so we can focus on one thing, and that is, where are you going? Like, we can see teams drop out near the Pochinki area. Where are you gonna drop out? Like, where are you heading to?
If I was playing in this lobby,
No, basically in real life, dude. Come on. Where are you going to?
I mean, in real life, there needs to be a map.
Yeah, come on. We have the whole, like, we have India. we
No,
have
I'm
every
talking
single-
about Erangel.
Yeah, that's true.
There's no Erangel in real life,
no
man.
Erangel.
There's no
No.
BR in real life.
Yeah, that's true, but do you want any, like, it is your dream or something like that? You need a BR map in real life?
I mean, it would be fun though. Imagine with paintball guns, BR.
Yeah,
That
to
would
be
be so
honest, it's
fun.
really difficult to use the paintball guns.
I've never tried it though.
I had tried once. I'm really bad, by the way, in game and in real life. I just figured out that pretty early.
The problem
so
is,
that's why-
the problem is, I'm really big, so my hitbox is gonna be quite big too in the game. So like, I would get eliminated easily. You know what I'm saying? So it
You know
won't
what?
really,
That's the same case with me, dude. That's the same
Yeah,
case with me.
like our
and like
we're in an instant.
Johnny.
We're in an instant disadvantage. Instead, what we can do is that we can have a little bit of extra HP. So
Basically, we are the walking cover.
no, we can be the tanks. We can be the
Yeah,
tanks.
We could be the, yeah.
So
we could be
normal
the tanks,
players
though.
will have like 100 HP. We'll have 150 HP because our hitbox is big. We're the tanks.
Yeah,
we're
the
easy to hit.
tanks, dude.
Yeah. So that can be, you know, like a little balance. But okay, getting our heads back in the game though. we need to speak about the games. And now again, I was having this conversation with Shadow, considering how KYODAI was not able to win that previous game or even have a decent game for themselves. They got eliminated with only 2 elimination points. So again, they had a cushion for themselves in the overall rankings, but now that cushion is going to be minimized, and considering how sensitive the overall rankings are looking, it's going to be so easy to topple over any team if you have one decent game.
Especially the first day. This is basically the last game, so if it's gonna end up in the first position, it will just give you a morale boost to the second game. That yeah, you're on the top, and you can easily maintain that. But if you just topple down to, for an example, 8th, 9th position, you're still very far away from the first prize, and that is $8,000. Especially the champions title, which has more value in my personal opinion, because you know what, we have 6 regions playing in this fall split. You have Nepal, one of the most dominating regions, 17 from Nepal. Then you have Australia too, one of my favorite region, one of my favorite country. Then you have Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Maldives. So a lot of teams are playing from a lot of different regions, and they are showcasing that how they usually play in their region, and they're trying to mix up every single strat here. And somehow it's working out for some teams, but some of the teams are still struggling. So yeah, it's a really difficult competition, to be honest. I think so. The first day, all the 5 matches were like a roller coaster ride for every single team. They're really trying to understand that what's going on. They're still trying to test the waters and what they can implement tomorrow, and what are the changes they have to do to get some better result. We're just investing some small amount of stuff, just focus on rotations and just you know disengage from some fight. uh, what do you really think, Necro? What do you really suggest those teams who are on the second page of the overall ranking?
I mean, clearly the strat they came with, the textbook strat they had ready for this entire competition, for this entire grand final, is not working out. So it's time to think out the box. It's time to go back to the drawing board and try and figure out some new strats. If you guys are not able to figure out new strats, one thing is for sure, you guys are lacking a lot of confidence. That means you guys are shying away from those fights. And sometimes shying away from those fights, sometimes having less confidence can really affect you inside the game. So I would say, don't be shy from those fights. If you do want to take a spot away from a team, try and contest it. At this point in time, you're on the latter half of the board. You can try and experiment at least in one game, I would say. And as I said, the overall rankings are quite volatile, so even if one decent game you have, that can change a lot of things. But if already you came up with a strategy, and if that's not working out, then you have to try something new, that's for sure.
I agree with that. You know what? You always need a backup plan, right? If one thing doesn't work out, what about the other things you have in your pocket? You can implement those, and that might work out in your favor. So, yeah, that is really important, though. But for now, it's a very slow start. Not even a single team, not even a single player try to contest a different location. Still, holding their initial drop location. And I can understand, right? Everyone is playing slow at this moment because this is the final game, right? If you did something wrong, this is the end. This is the end of the day. You can play the 5 matches tomorrow, and you have to basically, and you have to start from zero from the second day, but you'll still have some decent amount of points. If you're just gonna finish in the top 3, then you can at least think that we had implemented this thing, and we had that this plan in our mind, and it worked out. If we finish in the top 3, we could get some more points. Let's do the same tomorrow. So again, it's a very pivotal map for some of the teams, and some of the teams are looking pretty strong. But one team, and that is Retaliation X. They started off with a banger, dude. They secured a 16 kills chicken dinner, 31 total points on the board, and it seems like they were looking unstoppable. In the second game, they were also pretty strong, but after the third game, it seems like they just lost their shine.
Yeah, the momentum's kind of lacking now. The consistency's gone away. Retaliation, I mean, in the previous game, they got away with 0 points, if I'm not wrong. So, yeah, that will hurt them quite a lot. As I said, the overall rankings are volatile, man. You cannot afford any type of mistakes. The room for error is 0. As you have the airdrop one on the board, and it's going to be the Groza, but it's quite out in the open, in middle of the sea, in middle of the water. I don't think so anyone's going to go for it. It's too risky, man. I wouldn't go for it.
No one should. It's pretty far away from the land, and only the misfits can do that. But to be honest, it's a gamble. You can get a level 3 kit if you want. You can get the Beast gun. But gamble on the other side. Mafia, what was that? Should have been a good spray, but unfortunately, couldn't able to connect a single bullet. Case, he was trying to get at least one knock, but that wasn't the case. On the other side, Viper takes down one player from KS, and on the other side, what a beautiful grin, Naruto. That was a beautiful opening. Now they had to, they just need to focus and how they're going to convert this knock into a full team wipe. It seems like they have only one thing in their mind, and that is they are hungry. They are bloodthirsty. The only thing they need is some kills.
Yeah, they're getting charged up. That's for sure. CMF IPG really do want to take this fight to the players of BTS Mafia. But CMF, oh, this nade might just be a really good one. Can find the opening, and it exactly does. First player goes down, the second one's about to follow up as well. What a push from the side of Deathstorm, and he will find the second one too. CMF off to a great start inside this fight. Third player could have went down as well, but it's not able to. There's another fight happening on somewhere else. They don't stand a chance. They're getting dismantled one after the other. That was just time for them to put the final man to sleep as well. And Deathstorm is on his way, and he's gonna just storm through them like it's nothing. He's the real Mafia.
Yeah, he certainly is the real Mafia. The way CMF played was outstanding, dude. That one knock, Nikesh just gave them a chance, and they converted it into a full team wipe. CMF, the way they played was amazing. Now, they just need to hold that one barn house. They need to hold those compartments. They need to hold those compounds till the end. If the circle's just going to favor them in the end. So it's going to be a little bit difficult situation for them if 2 or 3 teams charge onto that one compound. Let's see how they're going to deal to that situation. For now, 7 Cents, the only team from the Pakistan region, is trying to their level best to get these temporary cover, or maybe a temporary hot location, so they can just wait for a while so that the zone goes in, and then they can move forward. Chief, it seems like he has some different plans. He's just moving straight forward to the compound, and he was like, hey, you know what? I think the circle might shift towards me, so it's going to be an interesting thing. Plus, Jaga, it seems like he took some fall damage, and now he's applying that first aid kit. You have to be careful, dude. When you're surrounded by your enemies, one mistake will lead you to your death.
Speak about the mistakes, and the next circle, again, a lot of the circle is actually in the water line, so that means the playing area is not going to be quite limited to a lot of players already. This is where the suffocation might just start to happen, and we might just see a big bloodshed in here. All the teams do want themselves a little piece of that KYODAI, but it's not going to be an easy task to get there. Already some of the teams are going to be the guardians for that one. The GNP all the way down south, they're going to try to swim their way in this one. But the tough part is, how are GNP going to make this one? Because as soon as you do try to swim in, there's going to be at least some of those players who will try to look at the water lines, thinking that there probably will be some swimmers in there. And as soon as they find the players of GNP, it's going to be easy pickings.
Third circle start closing in. OMGUN Esports playing on the edge. It's a very good split, and they might spot out the players of Fabulous 4. If they do, they might secure some kills too. Ron in a very good position. Nobody hasn't spotted him out yet, so he can utilize it and convert those bodies into crates, but nobody. Careful with one player is just the left side towards the 3 o'clock, but he escaped. The vehicle, the coupe is pretty fast, so yeah, it's going to be a little bit difficult to trace down that enemy and to kill him. But for now, OMGUN Esports, they are in a good position.
Speak about being in a good position. I mean, Nah, they're not really in that good of a position. They're barely on the edge. And one thing's for sure, the circle's going to shift away from them. So OMGUN, they're in quite a tough spot here. Grim in front of them too. As soon as the circle shifts away, OMGUN will need to try and make it on the other side, but it's not going to be a safe journey. RGC,
What?
top of the hill too. There's a little bit of threat lingering around, but they have already neutralized it. So now they will have an open path to try and move anywhere, or try and move at least in a better spot if they want to. The circle's already filled up with a lot of teams, so try and find yourself a comfortable spot. At this point, you will need to make that comfortable spot by taking a fight to the enemy team and taking over that spot. Nepali Lions against the players of Seven Sins. As Seven Sins, they have acquired that entire compound, and they will try to guard it to death. 2 players in the front, 2 players in the back. They're posted up.
Yep. Yeah. It's 2+2 split, by the way. That is an interesting choice. It seems like Shaga, he's just gonna crop up with his teammates. Back with the back. Look at that, though. The way GNP is playing is a risky job, though. They're roaming around near those floating islands. They have to be careful because the circle is pretty far away from them, and they need to move inside the circle as soon as possible because now they have only 25 seconds left. And as I told you earlier, fabulous foe. They are always roaming around here. They were trying their level best to get some good area themselves, but unfortunately found themselves on the receiving edge. Meanwhile, OG, with that great grenade, takes down Grim Jones. Exotic, in fact. Converted that into a kill. OMGUN Esports finally found themselves some compound. They are just going to work around that, which is a good decision, by the way. Let's see. The 5th circle are going to favor them or not. The 5th circle too. Then they might convert this position into a top 5, or they might face an elimination, an early elimination, by the way.
Speak about facing an early elimination. And you have OMGUN with a fair bit amount of utilities, actually. Had 4 frag grenades available on that man. So he's just going to be raining down those nades all across that compound. Grim, they've lost out on 1 player. And OMGUN in a better spot compared to what they had before. NLN on top of the roof. Interesting spot he's found himself. Personally, a big fan of that one, but also realize the backlines are going to be quite exposed. Yeah, he cannot afford to stay on top of that roof for a long time. You might just get shot at from somewhere else, so that's quite a vulnerable spot, but it is also quite a powerful one, too. In the game, you're not supposed to say that, that's what he exactly did. A good choice from his side, but now Kronos really wasn't able to take the fight to him. On the other hand, his team's getting dismantled. 7 Sins, somehow they're able to survive in this one, but now it's all down to Jukka. The last man alive against Kronos. Kronos is going to try to flush him out with the Molotov. Does exactly so, but Kronos instead is shying away a little bit from this fight. Now wants to go for a little bit of safer play. Wants to go for the res on the fallen player. Ovi's holding the crossfire as well. As soon as Jukka steps outside his cover, that might just be it for him. But Jukka as well goes for the safer play this time, wants to get the fallen player back up. He will be able to do so, but the second player might just tick away to his death. So 7 Sins, it's a 2v4 again. For them to survive this one, has to be a miraculous clutch by someone. Jukka finds one. The wall of death is going to engulf them. Sorty's taking a lot of damage, but he should be able to survive that. 7 Sins, the final nail in the coffin, and they're going to be eliminated from this game.
Pretty start for them, but on the other side, KSX. Now they found themselves on a bad position. Look at that. Exit just goes down. Meanwhile, Nepali Lions, as we know that the blue zone was closing in, so they had to fight against the blue, and you know what? They can't. They're unable to do that, and that's why they got eliminated on the 14th position. KSX on the other side, fighting against JNP, who just move in the area through the waterways. RGC Opex, really good fight for them. And what was that unknown? A skillful player. I still remember he did 1v3 and stole that chicken dinner from Grims. But right now, fantastic was the only player surviving from the side of RGC Opex, and he goes down. So as team, KYODAI somehow manages to save his team, but now he's the only man surviving. For how long he can survive, that's the biggest question too.
Fabulous 4 in quite a grim situation here. Oh boy, even the circle's moving in. Fabulous 4, they're really getting challenged inside this game. They were able to showcase a lot of consistency today, but in this last game, the consistency does seem to sort of fumble around here and there. CMF IPG just mowing down lawns in the front, just raining down death and destruction through the smoke, wanting to find some sort of connections. He's able to find those connections too. It's just chipping away that damage. And CMF IPG, oh boy, the amount of damage they've dealt in the front, that is just incredible. KYODAI as well taking an exit from this game in 12th spot. The team that was on the first spot in the overall rankings.
Oh,
now the
what?
position's definitely quite losable.
What was that spray, dude? Connected 3 bullets onto that man's head and he was down. But unfortunately, he got traded off. It was a close call. OG7 with the grenade knocks out 2, but unfortunately, he goes down too. Now, team CMF IPG spots out the players of GNR and Naruto. He tries to get one, but GNB Esports instantly takes an exit by KS. That was a great team wipeout. They secured 4 elimination instantly. Meanwhile, Retaliation X trying to get that thrown back. They are in the top 7, 3 kills, looking strong.
Speak about teams looking strong right now. I mean, these two teams right against each other. The only thing separating these two teams from an all-out war are those smokes on this side. Even another team all the way from down south wants to rotate inside the circle. The next circle just to center on up in no man's land. The one player from the side of CMF IPG was able to make it in, but even he gets sniffed out. Naruto goes down. CMF IPG in a tricky spot right now. Naruto is still knocked out. He is revivable, but it's going to be quite a risky one too. What an aim! Perfection from the side of Zolex, and Zolex is able to take them all with that one single nade. What a beast! Precision at its finest. Was able to perfectly shut them down with that well-placed nade. And now for Ultra Instinct, they're against the players in the front. Oh, no. So many teams. They're just really not able to find that crossover.
They're against one of the toughest teams present in the lobby, and that is Eliminate X. And it's going to be a really difficult task for them to defeat that one squad. However, Retaliation X moving in, crawling in slowly and steadily, making their way into the circle. CMF Naruto got knocked out, and now slowly and steadily he's beating out to where his teammates. And here comes Faisal finally. Just going to revive his teammates. Just going to help him to get back on his feet. On the side, I kind of like the positioning by 4 Ultra Instinct. Look at that, the amount of smokes they have invested. Really good distance, but still 45 meters far away from the circle. Oh, 99, that car 98. Able to deliver connected 24 headshot. That was good, but that wasn't enough.
Retaliation still want to get a good fight. They have a decent amount of position for themselves inside the circle. The circle is going to be quite important. Retaliation pretty well so far. CMF, oh boy, they are just getting picked off by all these teams. We're able to get a decent amount of fair share from the players of CMF here. The main problem is they're a little bit in the lower grounds, and all the other teams are right above them. So the high ground, of course, gives them a perfect advantage. And Machine finds a knockout with that nade. Well-placed nade from his side. Looking for Ultra Instincts, just ramming their vehicles, taking the fight against the players of I8. And I8, the last man goes down as well, but that push was just so unorthodox and so unorganized that for Ultra Instinct, now they're on the verge of losing out this game. They've lost out to 2 players. Third one would have almost went down, but at this point in time, getting Machine back up on his feet is going to be next to impossible.
And he goes down. He got eliminated. The kill got confirmed. Zolex, one good grenade can give you 2 knocks. That's going to be enough for now. And as I told you earlier, right, Eliminate X is going to be the biggest team. But somehow, Fall Ultra Instinct managed to finish them off. And look at this, the great wall of smoke. This is going to work out as the biggest cover they can get in this situation. But Bossman has to be careful, because smoke in front of him just got vanished. And now he has few cover left. 99's position is really good. He's a little bit far away from the back, but still moving in fact crawling inside the circle. It seems like it's a Retaliation X game, because every single player is inside the circle. They have the zone, they have the manpower, and 7 kills. That's huge. Yeah. Top 3, 9 players left, and out of those 9, 4 in favor of Retaliation X.
CMF IPG is there too, alive in the sidelines, still sticking around with 2 players. And it does seem like the stars are aligned for the players of RX to really get this one in their hands. For Ultra Instinct, they know there's a big threat lingering around. They cannot afford to stay, or they cannot afford to get comfortable in the spot they have found themselves right now. Naruto, did he spot him or no? He is quite visible right there, right next to him, pretty close. Oh boy, this nade might just be it. This nade might just find the opening they really are looking for. It's going to chip out a lot of damage. The player's taken down low, but not enough to get the knockout. For Ultra Instinct, still just creeping, crawling their way inside the circle. And they have also found the opening on the enemy team, so this might just be a big one. But as I said, CMF, they can play the spoiler here. It's the trifecta of death.
What?
Anything can happen. Still, the winners are unknown. The player was found. Ultra Instinct still creeping and crawling their way in. Flex, I love this little separation they found themselves in. What a perfect nade place from the side of for Ultra Instinct. Another player found. RX, now they're getting picked off one after the other.
Meanwhile, look at that, CMF using this distraction. And now they're slowly, steadily moving inside the circle. Meanwhile, HRX goes down by the blue, which is not good for Full Ultra Instinct, because still have a chance. Look at the position of KD. I think so he spotted out Flex. He has a Groza, but he needs to check his backlines, because there's one more team just behind him. 2 players, in fact, to be precise, but he can create chaos. Next, always wanted him out, dished out a lot of damage. Flex just heating himself up. He has first hit for the lead. He was knocked out, but finally he's back on his feet. Naruto spots out KD, but he's still waiting for the perfect opportunity, Necro. Yeah. This is going to be the death for Full Ultra Instinct.
Oh, the trigger discipline.
Might be the death.
The trigger discipline is playing a big part. And CMF, they're aiming for the bigger picture. Gets the second one too. Gets the confirmation. And oh boy, Bossman goes down. Last man to go. One more man alive from the side of 4 Ultra Instinct. CMF just flipping the odds with them now. They played that perfectly. The patience playing off. It was the patience game. And CMF played that to perfection. Second man goes down as well. Flex is out. It's a 2v2. CMF, they're just flipping the tables. Now, Retaliation X, they're going to have a lot of pressure, that's for sure.
What?
It's all down to Fosla. He finds one more. It's a one-on-one. Zolek's position compromised, but Fosla's position is still unknown. Fosla lost the last man. Zolek's just firing in that entire...
No!
Was firing in that direction. Didn't exactly know where the player was, but unfortunately, the last man of CMF did not have any sort of meds, and that's why he lost out on that one.
Ladies and gentlemen, Retaliation X is back in the game. Second position. That's the one of the most coolest ending you can ever imagine in this fall split Necro. What was that? CMF almost had that chicken dinner, but again, as I told you, right, Retaliation X had that manpower. They knew that they have the biggest team. In fact, every single player was alive in that situation, so there's no way they can lose out that fight. It was a 2v4 situation. To be honest, Full Ultra Instinct almost did job for CMF, and CMF need to convert that into a second. They almost did it, but quite unfortunate. If Falswood had a first aid kit, he would have secured that chicken, but unfortunately he had just some bandages. But to be honest, it was a good game. I was quite happy. I was really impressed by the performance of the players of DMF. They deserve that second. They deserve that second dinner, but for now they have to rely on that second. But to be honest, the way they are playing, it seems like the new king. I think they can become the champion because they still have 5 games left.
I mean, CMF IPG, man, what a game from their side. Almost flipped the odds against them. Almost flipped the tables in that last fight. But again, I would say the surrounding awareness from Retaliation X was quite lacking in that one, considering they knew they heard the gun sounds as well. They had all sort of audio cues in favoring them, but they were still not able to convert those cues into those elimination points. As soon as the first 2 players were found, it did seem like there was a little bit of hope of light, and I thought there's a chance the tables might just be flipped, but CMF IPG, unfortunately, man, the last man did not patch himself up, and he got taken out. The HP advantage just favoring the players of Retaliation X in the end. But Zolex, still, the man with the golden hand, you saw that one nade, which took out the entire squad in the front. So Zolex, of course, is going to be the MVP too. 5 knocks and 7 eliminations.
He's the key player for Retaliation X, so he deserved that MVP. And again, getting that MVP proves that he's capable of doing some crazy stuff. 5 knocks, 7 elimination. It seems like he was unstoppable for a moment. 27 minutes survival time, 1042 damage. That's impressive. But for now, I'm really excited about the overall ranking because 50% of your matches are done. You already covered half of its journey. Now you have only 5 left in the backpack. But before that, let's take a look at the top players. Naruto, Faisal, Deathstorm. 3 players from CMF and 2 players from Retaliation X. The top 2 teams. And 5 players from those 2 teams into the top players. Look at that. 900 damage. Naruto, 743 Faisal. Deathstorm, 615. And Zolex leading the charge with 1042.
The top players. Oh boy, I mean, something that we expected. But look at CMF IPG right there with 3 players of themselves in the top players right there. And then you have the match summary in front of us. 5 grenade eliminations, from which, I mean, Zolex was able to get like almost 3 or 4. So yeah, he has a big contribution in that one. Total healing done is going to be 7,489. No vehicle eliminations, unfortunately. No one got ran over. Airdrops looted, 3. Interesting. We didn't really see that. We didn't really see that on the screen, but apparently 3 airdrops were taken care of. So interesting. So as you do take a look at the match rankings, and this is where the real stuff is.
Ooh, look at the 25 total points, 24 for CMF IPG. Look at that, 12 eliminations, dude. Ooh, it states that this is a really kill-hungry team. You have to be careful. You have to be careful because they're playing pretty awesome. By the way, Fabulous 4, like we were talking about, they always have that weird choice. They always opt for the edge of the circle, and they always found themselves on the receiving end. But despite of the fact, they still managed to collect 8 total points, which is decent. On the other side, BTS MAFIA with 0. GNP Esports again to 7 cents. The Pakistani teams, they're still working on their eliminations, but what about the placement points? And only 2 eliminations is not worth it, dude. Gorkhali Warriors with 3 total. And KS Explosion is really moving up, but it's not enough. It's not enough if you want to be on the first page of the overall ranking.
Speaking about being on the first page, I mean, oh boy. Now is where I want to know if KYODAI still has the position they had in the overall rankings. I mean, barely, maybe there's a chance to maybe barely do. Yeah, CMF IPG were able to move on to the 2nd spot. This is why we really do need the overall rankings to paint the story or to paint the picture a little bit better. But as you do have the damage graph of the previous game, and CNF IPG, of course, with the most elimination points, then you have RX with 10 elimination points, then you have 4 United with 5 elimination points, and of course with 1573 damage dealt, and you have I8 as well right there with 1 elimination points at 569.
Was a close call, dude, but eliminate 8 in fact. not a good game for them. Only one elimination, 570 damage, it's below average for them. Because we know that this team is really, they're capable of doing some crazy stuff. On the other side, Nepali Lions, look at that, 1027 damage, which is really impressive. Despite of the fact they got eliminated on the 3rd position. But ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at the overall ranking. And KYODAI, still on the top, 4 points behind. Retaliation X coming up on the 2nd position. Look at that. 33 placement points, 33 eliminations. The balance you need in your life, here it is in front of your eyes.
The balance you need in your life. Yeah, it is in front of your eyes. But as we were talking about the cushion, the players that KYODAI had, and as I said, now it's going to be neutralized with only 70 total points. And right below them is Retaliation X with 66 points, 4 points shy. This is so sensitive. Fabulous 4, unfortunately, didn't really have a good game, but they're still able to stick to that 3rd spot. They're able to maintain it.
Yeah, in fact, Fabulous Sports played only 4 games, despite the fact they are on the 4th position. That's damn crazy, dude. It means they know how to, just play a decent game. They know how to be consistent, but still, just lost 1 game. But doesn't matter right now. KSAX still on the 16th position. Quite unfortunate for them. 7 Sins only secured 2 placement points, but still moved up onto the 13th position, which is good. Ultra Instinct with a good leap of 3 position points. In fact, 3 positions, 33 total points. But now let's take a look at the kill leaders, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, we'll have Zolex because he secured 7 eliminations from the final map. Okay, basically, it's the top players from the previous match, by the way.
Yeah, and that Storm was there too. He was just storming through the enemy team, as we did see. He was just able to raid the compound. And as you have the elimination leaders in front of us, Zolex is going to be on the top at 16. Then you have Naim with 13 elimination points. Then you have Unknown as well with 13. Little tie-up between them. But fortunately for Naim, he is leading in the damage number, so that's why he's going to be placed on the 2nd spot. Then you have Sky as well coming in from the side of I8, eliminate 8 with 11 elimination points. And then you have Genos with 11 elimination points and 1690, 19 damage though.
He's the most, I think so. He stole almost 5 kills out of those 11 kills. So he's a sneaky guy there. He deserved that 5th position, by the way. But Naim, the highest amount of damage amongst these top players. Elimination leaders, by the way, 2500 damage. And look at that average survival time, 21 minutes 10 seconds, which is really impressive though. But on the other side, Zolex is still on the top because he secured 16 eliminations, and out of those 16, he secured 7 in the previous matchup. So you can count this man as a beast. But you know what? This is the end of the day for now. We are done with 5 matches. We still have 5 matches left next round. What's gonna happen tomorrow? Who knows? But there's only one champion. $8,000. In fact, $50,000 on the line. And if you want to be the champion, you can get the $8,000. So it's pretty huge.
$8,000.
Yeah.
Big money, man. I mean, no, the prize pool is not as big as PMPLs or something, but still considering it's the PMCO, and a lot of these teams and a lot of these players are playing for the first time. As I said, a lot of these players haven't even faced the heat level off the PMCO. This is the highest stage they've ever competed on. So imagine the amount of jitter, imagine the amount of pressure that's going to be tomorrow on these players, especially on the latter half of the board. Tomorrow is where they need to strike, at least in the first 2 games. If they're not able to do anything in the first 2 games, that's when we'll just count them out of the entire top 3.
You know what? Let's see what's just gonna happen tomorrow. We are waiting for that particular moment, and I would love to shout for that team who became the champion. So we'll find that tomorrow. So we'll see you guys tomorrow then. Till then, take care, bye bye, and good night.